In a world where the marks think they know better than the wrestlers and the bookers, the Fantasy Booking Institute exists to pretty much do exactly that. This is a visit from the FBI.
This is Dan the Dad, and you should listen to Raw and Order or you're grounded.
Listen to Dan the Dad. Welcome to another visit from the FBI, your weekly show for pro wrestling fantasy booking. I am your host, Detective Mark Smarks, and I am joined, as always, by my partner in crime fighting, who currently has his camera turned off, District Attorney Vincent Kayfabe. What's going on, man? How are you?
I'm devious like that. I'm ready to cast some Tide Pods, though.
Ready to cast some fantasies? Also joining us from up north, RCMP JLB. What's going on, man?
How goes it? I also currently have my camera off just because I am making something, and I thought it'd be weird to make something while I had my camera on.
A cooking show for Raw.
Raw. Going in raw. With a patty.
Raw ramen?
No, just a patty.
Raw men.
Ooh, a cooking show while you watch wrestling. Oh, buddy, I may have to do that.
Do you smell what the JLB is cooking?
No, it won't.
Nothing, because I can't cook.
You cook ramen and cereal, though.
Yep.
That doesn't count.
I know. You can't. Well, not cereal doesn't even count.
Inspired by the card. Huh?
I could cook eggs. I could do eggs.
So
I could do scrambled. I could do Sunday side up.
When The Rock returns, you could do like stone soup that night. Tell the whole story. You remember the stone soup story? Did you guys do that, Smarks, in school? Like in kindergarten, we all had to bring separate vegetables or soup, and they made the soup, and then they put. Obviously, the teacher brought rocks to put in, and it was stone soup.
No, must be an old people thing.
We got Ambrosia and we got Cal on tonight.
Hey.
Fernando, any minute. I'm betting. I'm hoping. I love Fernando. I love all the input Fernando gives.
Wow, just fuck the other ones, huh?
And he can hear the drums. Can you hear the drums, Fernando?
There was something in the air that night. The stars were bright. Fernando.
Yes.
Totally different song, right?
No, that's later. There was something
Something.
in the air that night. The stars were bright. Fernando.
That's not where I was going. I like one of our listeners, Fernando,
and every time you say the word Fernando, I think of that.
We're gonna burst into song. Yeah.
Just like every time I drive by the city of Waterloo, Nebraska, I have Waterloo, which is also an ABBA song. So, anyways, might have just revealed something about myself.
Abba dabba doo.
Anyways, so this is your fantasy booking show. So we do pro wrestling fantasy booking. The rules are simple.
Are they?
They are simple. We're going to take turns challenging each other to book some unknown and often unlikely scenario in the world of professional wrestling. We do not discuss them in advance, mostly because we haven't thought of them in advance. And you're going to have to forgive me as I move my thing around because my camera got misaimed. There we go. Anyways. So, fantasy booking. We're going to take the turns. We didn't think up anything. At least I didn't. I don't know about you guys. So we're going to kind of play it off the cuff, I'm assuming. But before we get into all of that, we're going to take some time to remind everyone that Raw and Order is part of the Tatnus Co. Podcast Network. So you can head on over to tatnusco.com after the show. Click on that link in the doobly-doos, or I'll put it in the chat, or I don't know, somewhere on Twitch that you can find it. Twitch is weird, doesn't let you put doobly-doos. Anyway.
I know.
But,
and yet we're trying to make that our live stream exclusive platform.
Yeah, totally fucks up my catchphrase.
Well, you could technically, if you have a bot running, you can have an auto bot running a script that would put all your links there when people are talking.
Yeah, it would do that, but that's not in the doobly-doos. That's still in the chat. chat is different than doobly-doos.
That's fair. You can also just put it in your networking thing too on
Yes,
Twitch.
that's where I'd have to do it, but then it doesn't just automatically appear underneath every video. It's stupid.
You're just heartbroken over this.
I'm
Let
totally
it go.
Let it
Let
go.
Let it go.
Let
I've
the
got a
storm
toddler.
rage inside.
Right now, she's obsessed with her squeezy yogurt that has Elsa and Anna on it because that makes it taste better, I guess. Kids are weird. Anyways, so I head on.
I'm
over
sure
to-
you had some weird kinks too, though, as a child.
Okay, it's really weird to refer to anything a child does as a kink. I'm just saying that right now. That doesn't feel right. That gives me like indigestion. In my
Upset
head.
stomach, diarrhea.
You like my kinks, Daddy?
Yeah, like as an adult, things that I do as an adult can totally be kinks. But when you're talking about a 4-year-old, I'm just saying don't use the word kink with a 4-year-old.
I mean, if your daughter looked at you and said, "Daddy, I have a kink for squeezy yogurt,"
yes,
you'd probably be a little bit disturbed by it.
I would be very disturbed.
Yeah.
I'm
Like,
actually
where did you
very
learn that
disturbed
word?
Just with you saying it.
That was pretty.
Squeezy yogurt. I tried to say it in a deep enough voice that it was
Squeezy yogurt.
that I wasn't gonna be.
What's it? Yes. Hey, right there. Thank you, Ambrosia. There's the
Woo!
links that we're talking about.
Yeah.
There you
So
go.
we have a big evening to talk about. Big stuff.
Big
Yeah.
fantasy booking stuff to talk about.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
because I am a gracious host and usually let everyone else go first, and entirely not because I forgot to think of one at all today,
No,
I'm
you
going to open the floor
never.
to the others to see if they have something to add to this. What do you have a challenge, DA Fabe or JLB to start it off?
Let's make it a Fabe sandwich. I want to be in the middle.
Okay, I'll start it off.
I'm gonna roll over here. to the
Um,
middle.
So now that Triple H is running things, and we've seen that evident with tonight's Raw, with
Weird love.
Ciampa becoming the U.S. number one
Tonight's Raw? Did I
contender.
miss something?
I said tonight's, last night's Raw.
Yeah. Yep, you did.
I would maybe like you to now see if Trips were to take that forbidden door and give me not just best of against each other, but now a likely scenario. We'll go with like 3 matches that they would book. If you want to do 5, you certainly can if it makes it easier on you. But a Triple H booking WWE going against AEW at a next pay-per-view. I think that would be different because now Triple H is in charge.
So he gets to book the AEW wrestlers and everything too?
I mean, if you guys want to do it together, you could too, unless you want to do it separately.
So I think DA Fabe's question is, does Trips have total control? So if Trips books it, is he controlling the outcome of each match entirely? Or is this going to be a
You
collaboration?
need to have to work with Tony.
Well, you have to work with Tony. You'd have to work with Tony because I see him working with Tony. I see him opening up that forbidden
The
door.
fuck I
enough
would.
to-
If I had complete control and this is a one-off and I know it's a one-off,
Of course, you'd.
my
put all your
guys are
WWE
winning
stars.
every fucking match.
Yeah,
Of course.
I'm
no,
having fucking.
here's
I'm
the
having
deal.
Moxley lose to a.
I'm fine. I am fine with doing this challenge, so I'm not arguing against it. But I'm telling you right now, there is no fucking way in hell Trips is working with AEW, right?
No.
No, because 2 Trips. Here's the deal, right? This entire time, Vince McMahon has been saying we don't see AEW as the competition, right? Trips always did see AEW as the competition. And more than that, AEW's Wednesday performance, at the very least in Trips' mind, plays into why he was no longer in charge of NXT. Why NXT got put over to Tuesday nights, why it got pulled off of Wednesdays, why he got pulled out of creative control. And so in Trips' mind, I'm telling you this right now, in Trips' mind,
I thought of something.
this is fucking war now. And
Right.
his goal is now going to be to do exactly to AEW what Vince McMahon did to WCW.
So what kind of what change I wanted to make, because we would essentially be seeing this on September 4th, is maybe even how would you book the NXT TakeOver card to go and battle against?
Well, what the fuck do you want to do? Which one do you want?
I think I want to do the last one.
So NXT taking over.
NXT, book your NXT TakeOver card to go against All Out. Unless that's too hard because no one watches NXT.
Is that your final answer? I'm just waiting to make sure you don't change
That's
your
my
mind
final
again.
answer. It's my final
Because, you gave us one fucking challenge, and then right when I was about to start doing that challenge, then you're like, oh, no, here's a different challenge.
Well, which one do you prefer?
I don't fucking care.
I'm a people pleaser. A people pleaser.
This is not called the hey, ask the other person what they want to book challenge. This is the fantasy booking challenge where you come up with a challenge and you do it. So you just fucking tell us what to do and we'll do it, man. I just wanted to put in my 2 cents about when you said that you could totally see Trips working with AEW, that ain't fucking happening. It's fucking war now, right? Trips' plan with creative is to put AEW in the ground.
Okay.
Right. But I'm fine with doing either of them. I just want
a definitive answer.
Yeah, I just want to be fucking told what to do. Jesus.
Very submissive.
Okay, so which one are we doing, man?
Book your NXT
right there?
TakeOver to go up against All Out.
Okay. Book the TakeOver to go up against All Out. Okay. Awesome. One question for it.
Sure.
Are we limited in any sort of roster, like to the current
No.
NXT roster?
You
Can we
aren't
have call downs, call ups, whatever?
You could have call downs, call ups, whatever you'd like, because it's Trips' baby now. He can technically do whatever the fuck he
Can we
wants.
sign free agents?
No.
No.
I guess you can. Yeah, I'll allow that free agent signing thing to happen.
Okay.
Fuck that. I don't play by your rules.
Okay. So, give me 1 second here to pull up.
Yeah, I'm letting you go first. Well, I try to refamiliarize myself with a product that I stopped watching because it got really fucking bad.
Because who the fuck is this?
Correct.
Well, and that's why I was saying you could have any kind of roster kind of thing.
Nope,
well,
I'm going with what I got.
So,
is
yeah.
what I got.
I'm not signing any major free agents except for potentially some people that were previously in NXT, right? But I will potentially call down some people from main roster. That's all I'm, so the limitation I have is that I'm not going to be all like, fucking.
So you're not for what you're doing is allowing yourself to say, I don't know, have somebody who's going to be fighting next week for a U.S. title if you so decided to have Ciampa come back and try to go after gold.
Potentially like someone like Ciampa. I could even see bringing down, like a big star name, to beef it up. But I'm not gonna be like, oh, he's gonna go out and he's gonna sign fucking Braun Strowman or whatever. You know what I mean? The only potential I'm gonna say it out loud. The only potential free agent that I'm thinking about would be Gargano.
Dexter Lumis. Oh, okay.
Maybe Dexter Lumis, but Gargano's the main one. Gargano's like the only one that really, yeah. Although Dexter might come as a package deal. Did you see the? Just on a side note, did you see the StarCast interview?
Yeah. Where
No.
he sat there and did nothing but stare at Gargano.
Yeah, you didn't see it?
That's
Yeah,
fucking great.
just fucking Dexter just walked up on stage in the middle of it, and then walked across and then sat down in one of the chairs and just sat there and stared at Gargano the entire time. And then at one point Gargano was like, Dexter, do you see yourself doing indies? Because from what I hear, you love doing indies. So, I mean, can you see yourself, doing indies? To clarify, the joke is his on-screen
Indy Hartwell.
wife was
Yes,
Indy
we got it.
Hartwell.
We got it. That's why I said,
But okay. So I'm gonna do 5. We'll do 5 matches for.
I doubt he called him Dexter up there, though.
He did. I think he called him
he-
Dexter.
He didn't call him by his.
Nope. Nope. I don't think he called him Dexter Loomis. He might have called him Mr. Loomis. But I thought he called him Dexter. But
Or
he
maybe
didn't-
Dex. Hey, Dex.
Might have been Dex. But he didn't call him like the full name.
And he didn't call him his previously. I can't remember the name. What his name is outside.
It's actually his real name, I believe. And now I'm Samuel Shaw.
Samuel Shaw. There it is.
Which is his real name. Yes, Samuel Shaw. I don't believe he called him that.
Samuel Shaw. Which is also a great name for a creepy stalker.
Yeah, it's a great name for a creepy stalker. So I'm totally fine with him doing that.
This is a
But he did-
fantastic job role for him.
So I'm gonna do 5 total matches, right? Because takeovers typically aren't as stacked as like a SummerSlam with 8 or more matches, but they also give those matches a little bit more time to breathe. So instead of having a 4-minute and 30-second long match
For a title.
for a title, a major title, the matches will be 10 minutes or something like that. So first off, we are going to have
My VPN has me in Ohio right now.
Ohio.
I should change that.
Okay, so we're gonna start off. We're gonna do a North American Championship match. So current champion is Carmelo Hayes. And he is gonna go against hasn't been seen on TV much recently, but former North American champion Roderick Strong. That's gonna be, kind of their big like excitement first match sort of a thing. It also kicks off with a person who needs to have his relationship with WWE kind of renewed, because he's kind of lost ever since all of his Undisputed Era people left, right? So he's kind of on his own, and then like he got put into the faction that was supposed to be the Cruiserweight faction, and then most of the people in that faction got fired, including the manager of that faction. And so he's like, what the fuck am I supposed to do? But Roddy Strong can put on a fucking banger of a match, especially with a more agile, younger one like Carmelo Hayes. So a banger of a match to start off. How long has Carmelo Hayes been NXT North American champion?
Like 3 months, maybe? I mean, I don't watch NXT all that much. But...
Just over 60 days. 2 months.
Okay, too much.
So, but he was actually champion before for 172 days. So this is his second run as championship. So I think I'm gonna have Roddy win it. I think that's a great way to start off. A lot of excitement. Roddy's the master of the backbreaker, so You get a lot of that, like catch a guy out of the air and turn it into a backbreaker sort of a thing. So I think that would be a great start off match. Then we're going to have we'll do a fatal 4-way for the number one contender for the North American Championship. And we will have what? No Von Wagner? Not yet. Maybe later. I don't know. Again, I still got 4 more matches to do. So for the number one contender match, we are going to have Apollo Crews.
Apollo! Sorry.
Yes. No longer being his fake Nigerian prince gimmick.
Beautiful, isn't it, that he's not that anymore?
Yeah. What's funny is they also brought Commander Aziz down and like just totally pretend like they don't care. Just a comment about Rey Mysterio looks so awesome. He would look better if he kept his 2006 attire.
He doesn't fit in it anymore.
Yeah, he's a little bigger around.
Honestly, I would really love it if Mysterio would stop wearing like cat. Like he looked like a duck on Monday Night Raw. It was a bit much.
Shut up.
I think part of Rey Mysterio's gimmick has always been changing his attire on a fairly regular basis.
I mean,
2006 was the baggy pants, right? Where he had the 619 on the thing. That's usually where he come out with the
Booyaka, booyaka.
yeah. And he jumped
but
down
I
the
mean, even going back to his WCW days, he changed his attire monthly or so.
Yeah, he even got rid of his mask at one point.
Yeah, that's what I.
He straight up looked like a duck, though, like legit. Sorry,
WWE posted a video, and it was an older video. It was from last time Bad Bunny wrestled, and it was a video. This was on TikTok, but they posted it just the other day. It was Mysterio giving Bad Bunny his mask after the show, and he had like a towel over his head to cover his face, so you couldn't see his face. And I'm like, motherfucker, we saw your face for like a year and a half in WCW.
Yeah, but this is over 20 years ago, bud. I mean, now he looks old.
I bet you he doesn't.
He
really
still
look
looks kind of young, man.
I bet you he still looks like a fucking baby.
There was a recent photo from like last year. He was at someone's wedding or something.
He has a beard with gray in it, and that makes you look older. I know. I'm actually only 23, even though the beard looks like I'm old.
Yeah. So, starting off Apollo Crews, we are going to have former North American champion Cameron Grimes in this fatal 4-way.
To the moon!
To the moon! We are going to have...
You can tell which guys we like.
Solo Sikoa.
Good choice. He's getting pulled up soon.
He's definitely... The only thing is, like, I know a lot of fans really want this, but I don't. A lot of fans want him to come up and be part of the bloodline, because he is. You know, he's another Fatu boy. I don't want him to get lost in the bloodline. I want him to be able to have a run on his own. Mexi Boy Reyes does ask, do y'all play WWE 2K22? I do not. I do not believe DA Fabe does, but JLB certainly does. And he also live streams it on his channel.
And on PS4, on PS5, I have it up for PS4 and PS5. On JLB TLC 25 is where I do stream that. Feel free to add me, good sir, and I'll be glad to kick your butt.
Just trying to decide for the next one who I want it, who the final in this fatal 4-way should be.
Well, now I suddenly want Triple H to sign that other guy that was on Ric Flair's thing. Jacob Fatu, was it?
Yeah, Jacob Fatu. I mean, I'd love for him to be signed, but he is signed to MLW for at least the time being. I don't know how exclusive his contract is, but he
Nice.
loves this channel already. Well, we love you too, but only as a friend for now. We'll put Santos Escobar in this match too.
Oh, good choice. That's going
What?
to be a fun match.
Why would you lower him to that level? But okay, go on. I'm
You
obviously
know-
going to have him in a higher card.
Well, no,
No, I know, but the whole point
I-
is not to make that title championship a low card championship.
This is about elevating it. He is a former holder of it. And yes, I do agree. Him going for the world championship is in the future, but this is the build back Santos Escobar phrase right here.
Build 2.0 better.
And of this, I would put Santos Escobar as the winner of this. So he's now the number one contender for the North American Championship.
Fair. That's fair. That helpers.
Which will then mean down the road we will get a Santos Escobar versus Roderick Strong, which I think you would agree would be a fucking fire match.
Oh my god!
You know,
Just fucking inject it right here.
I'm
Fucking-
thinking long term, man. I'm thinking like, what do we do?
Yeah. Roddy Strong, Santos Escobar. Oh.
So that's two matches. We are going to follow up that match with a women's tag team match. The current women's tag team champions just won it tonight. Breaking news. Is Katana Chance and Caden Carter.
Say it right.
Katana Chance and
No,
Caden
say it
Carter.
right.
Katana Chance and Caden Carter.
KC.
I listen, man. She said that she sometimes likes to throw back some brews and hang a little loose, and that's the Katana Chance that you're going to see in the ring. She said it. I'm just repeating her. I'm following her wishes, right? Yeah. Katana Chance and Casey Catanzaro, if you want to call her that, and Caden Carter, right? And you know what? I think the only team that really makes sense is to have Gigi Dolan and was it JC Jane?
Yeah.
Back to challenge for it, to try to get back there. So Ambrosia out there sharing the link there. And Mexi Boy says Escobar has a baby face and looks way better with the mask. I'm not sure I agree with that.
Yeah, I disagree.
But I also, remember him in Lucha Underground, and he fucking kicked ass down there in the mask. But I don't necessarily. I disagree, but this is a agree to disagree situation there, Mexi Boy. So that's going to be a fire tag team match. Have they ever revealed Rey Mysterio's face?
Boy, somebody wasn't listening earlier.
Somebody was. So
sorry, Ambrosia.
WWE has not. So as far as WWE is concerned, he hasn't. But when he was in WCW prior to WWE buying WCW, there was a storyline where he lost a mask versus mask match. And he wrestled for like a year and a half.
It's a washroom.
If I say washroom, would that make it a little easier for you to understand here in Nebraska? She went to the washroom.
Whoa, bud.
What do you guys actually washroom?
Is like a wet room.
Yeah.
So it's like a
Lube.
pouting room with no
John.
bathroom?
So it's just
Like
a toilet
the
and a
loo.
sink. It's a half bath.
Yeah.
It might
What do you
be. I
guys
don't
call
know.
it? Like
I mean-
for us, a washroom in Canada is sink, bathroom, bathtub, or shower.
Okay, so it's a bath.
So we call it a bathroom. Here in America, we
which
just
is
call
what
it a
you-
bathroom.
You
Physically
never
said.
call it a washroom?
Not really. No.
No. Okay.
But if you call it a
I
washroom,
mean, we call it a bathroom.
I think
too.
most
What is
Nebraskans would eventually
carbonated
figure-
soft drink?
I mean, she also calls bagel bagels. So what does she know?
She does call them bagels, so
Mm.
we can.
Bagels.
Yeah, Mexi Boy has it right. Hair versus mask. Where
With the
Ray went against
outsiders.
Yeah.
Kevin
Well,
Nash.
It was just him and Nash. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yep. And lost, so he had to go without it. And then he joined the fucking what was it? Master P's group,
El
wasn't it?
baño. ¿Dónde está el baño?
Fucking
Good,
No
to,
Limit
good,
Soldiers.
good to know. I'm going to Cancun in September. I
You
need to
didn't know
that.
¿Dónde está el baño? Where's the bathroom?
Yes, that is.
Now I do.
That's
I feel
fucking
like
the
that was
first thing I
one
learned.
taught you.
In fact, I didn't even have to take a Spanish class to be taught that. That was like the first thing. They were like, "Hey, if you ever go to Mexico, you need to know this phrase: ¿Dónde estás el baño?"
El baño. Perfect. I'm good. I'm ready to
Baño.
go to the bathroom in
Baño.
Mexico. Baño.
No,
Excuse me.
no, baño.
No.
And you have to definitely use a Latin-based language accent, so it sounds really sexy, even though it's just,
Yes.
I gotta poop.
Yeah. ¿Dónde estás el baño?
¿Dónde está el baño?
Necesito ir al baño, por favor. But anyways, so yeah, he lost it, and then he was in No Limit Soldiers for a while with Master P, and he looked like a baby.
It's because he was. I mean, at the time.
I mean,
He
yeah.
was really young at the time, but he looked like he was like 4.
Hey, Squash, what's up?
Squash donkey.
Thanks for the comments.
Squash Donkey, what's up?
What's up?
I'm gonna
Squash.
find a picture of him. Here.
¿Dónde está el baño?
Is this the best?
I'm gonna have that stuck in my head the whole time now.
This is
Feel free to repeat it to me anytime so I can get it in my head too.
If you're going to Cancun, you're going somewhere where most of the people speak English.
No, I know, but I just want to be able to
You're likely
respect the
going
language
to
enough
the-
to.
the
I'll just be
resort.
like,
Now, I will tell
Baño.
you.
Baño, Baño, por
This is
favor.
my suggestion. The workers there are like minimum wage workers here. There are things they
yeah.
appreciate.
Then he went off to
to
be in
get.
the Filthy Animals. Yes.
Tip them.
No, I'm
Tip
bringing
them
American
well.
money for that.
Okay, I would not just say that. Things like coloring books and crayons, and sometimes that type of stuff can be hard to get in. It's
really?
not like Haiti where that's the preferred tip, but some of that stuff that's nice for their kids. So think about that type of stuff. Or snacks, American or Canadian snacks. Don't bring them poutine. That's fucking gross.
Oh, I bring them poutine. They're gonna want to come back with me to Montreal.
Trying to pull up one of
Me
these
go
photos
in
and
your
just
suitcase,
fucking
por
making-
favor. More poutine. I'm like, yep,
In your fucking
in my suitcase. Just a
So gross.
suitcase full of poutine sauce.
It's called gravy.
Oh, yeah,
know, it's
gravy.
Poutine sauce.
Fucking Jesus.
Listen,
Putin sauce.
I'm Quebecois. Okay, we
Putin-
like to think.
Putin sauce is what the president of Russia
So-
excretes. at the
sometimes
end
we
of
talk wrestling. Sometimes
I
we
mean,
talk stupid
We
shit. like-
do talk wrestling, but I mean, this is really going off the freaking rails right here.
All right, so you just did. You just did.
This is
a
important
match.
shit. So yeah, so that was match number 3 here.
Okay.
Fuck.
This got me the conversation and in the chat got me. I wanted to bring this up. Welcome everybody to Rey
Rey
Mysterio
Mysterio.
with no
Oh.
mask.
My God. He looks 18.
I would agree with Squash here. Yes, this is he is Triple H. The first week was good. The second week was phenomenal after they had the opportunity to get SummerSlam out of the way.
Well, that's kind of what I said Sunday night. I expected this week to be really the start
It was
of the Triple
it was
H,
fucking great, man.
and it was a lot better in almost every respect. It did not feel so forced. Every storyline felt kind of exciting, and there was still like chance for surprises at every corner. I like, when they had Control in the back walking through the door, and the Usos came out first, and there was a little like eye contact that really hints that that Naomi might be coming back and either feuding with or.
Well, that doesn't hint anymore. It's been confirmed.
Well,
I don't think it has been confirmed.
That came out today, motherfucker.
Not by
It has been
WWE though.
confirmed.
Yeah. WWE's not going to ever confirm it until they're on TV. But here's the deal. It's like the rumors now are more solid than they were on Sunday. And so I'm really confident that they are true. But until they actually appear, we don't know for certain. But anyways, what my point is that she was coming back and either feuding with or joining Control. Right, that she's not joining, just going to be in her own little program on SmackDown and not doing shit, So, Squash says, I'm really happy Vince retired. It needed that change. He messed with the fucking program way too much. Amen to that. A fucking men. And the thing is, like we said before, he didn't even remember the program, right? So from week to week, he would just change shit for no reason because he felt like it.
Yeah, and even the bookers would have to re-edit what he gave them because it was so foul, and even stuff that he banned his commentators to say were in the script, and it was dude, you're out of touch. You're not even paying attention to what's going on in your own freaking product, and you're running the creative. How? Fucking Vince.
Yeah.
Stock is up at 70 though, so I'm happy.
Did you buy in?
Yeah, I only got one stock for now because
one stock,
one
share?
single,
one share,
one fucking share,
one whole stock. I got a stock. I got the whole thing.
I got a stock of shares. Just dipping my toes. I'm not made of millions here.
Yeah, no, that was something here. Geez, we're off the rails here because, but this I want to point out. Squash points out how he's putting focus on the smaller titles. They did a really good job of making the U.S. title mean something again. On this,
not quadruple threat, a fatal 4-way.
Well, the fatal 4-way. Yeah, two triple threats. Yeah, that's what it was. 2 triple threats with the winners facing later in the night to become the number 1 contender for Bobby Lashley's title.
Tommaso Ciampa.
Yeah.
And honestly, I'm really shocked that they made it that prestigious in one night. You could have really done it. I didn't think that was possible. And you did it with those 2 fantastic matches.
Well, yeah, 3 fantastic matches, really.
Well,
but
3,
on top of it, they had a promo package for it, and for the first time in fucking forever, they focused on not focused, but they made a point to mention its lineage goes all the way back to WCW.
Right?
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Which they've for the most part just kind of swept under the rug for a long time. And it's not a WCW title, it's a WWE title.
Right.
But it goes, hey, Ambrosia sent someone. What's up?
Hey, what up? Hope you like wrestling.
Yes, hope you do. So that was back to my fantasy booking. That was 3 matches down, so 2 more to go. The main event is going to be.
I don't like that you put GG in a match. Okay, go on. It's your fantasy booking.
Yep, that's fine. You'll do so. The main event's going to be the NXT Championship, Braun Breaker versus someone. So I'm spoiling that now, but I'll just book it now. But it's actually going to be the main event. I just want to do the co-main event last, right? So Braun Breaker in the main event, and he is going to face a returning to NXT again, this time as part of Judgment Day, Finn Balor. And so the big reason I do this, A, Finn Balor has a lot of publicity, especially in NXT. But B, this Judgment Day, having the Judgment Day come down, having Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley both returning down with him, establishes a continuity together for NXT and main roster again.
And a solid invasion type angle there too.
Mm-hmm. And so
invading NXT.
It'll start to feel more like not NXT is a separate product from Raw. NXT is a separate problem from SmackDown. Now it'll feel like legitimately a third brand, right?
Right.
It also opens up a lot of chances for interference, and then a chance for Braun Breaker to be a dominant show-stopping champion by overcoming this interference, and beating a former NXT champion, a former Universal champion, a former New Japan champion.
Well, you have Braun Breaker winning that.
I do, because this is also about establishing NXT again.
Okay.
And then the final match, however, it's not going to be the final match of the night. Like I said, that's going to be the main event. The match prior to that is going to be a women's championship match featuring Mandy Rose defending against another team, or another, let's not necessarily say team, but another wrestler coming down from the main roster, right? And so we're going to bring down who's the biggest name that's not currently in a major storyline? Asuka. We're gonna have Mandy Rose versus Asuka.
I'm down with that. No one is ready for Asuka. Not even Mandy
no one
Rose.
is ready. And again, much like me saying this, having Finn Balor come down brings that cross-platform with the main roster, and much like I say, Finn Balor has still a lot of heat with the NXT crowd. Asuka still does as well. So for that's going to happen there. I just have to decide: am I going to go all in and have Asuka become the NXT Women's Champion again? How long has
Mandy Rose has had it longer than Braun Breaker's had his?
Yeah, that's for sure.
had it?
She's been
She's had it for 281 days. Yeah, that's fine. It's fine to have
making
have,
Asuka the second
Asuka.
two-time NXT Women's Champion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's totally fine. So Asuka will win that one, and then spend a not insignificant amount of time back down in NXT again. I think that'll be fun. So that is my 5-match takeover card to go up against All Out. I think keeping it lean with only 5 matches, allowing each of those matches to be 10 plus minutes long if need be, and having all of them be high work rate matches. You know what I mean? People who can go in the ring and not not heavy storyline. I would have loved to. Yeah, I thought about bringing.
It would also
Johnny
have to maybe
Gargano
start
back.
later, too.
Yeah,
I feel like they'd want to end when All Out ends and not give people a chance to go to All Out.
Yeah. Well, and that's the deal is have it run longer one way or another. I did think about bringing Sasha Banks back and down to NXT because she's kind of like Asuka, has a lot of that, but that goodwill. But since she's not officially back yet, I decided not to. So,
I also feel, now this is me talking without even watching NXT per se, but I also feel like Triple H is going to make it an equal to Raw and SmackDown, and not necessarily a going down to or coming up from.
Well, so here's what it comes down to. He's kind of between a rock and a hard place on this, because NXT, I know he wants it to be an equal. I want it to be an equal. I'm pretty sure DFA wants it to be an equal. But
like it was before, squash. Yeah.
A company like WWE still needs a developmental area, right? And so if NXT is going to be an equal brand, then they have to develop a new developmental. Now, it doesn't have to have a TV show, but it's still, they have to go back to developing a new developmental.
Well, that's what they kind of have with the trainings and the tryouts and all that jazz too, right? That's kind of like
tryouts and training are one thing. Developmental is about giving people match time in front of audience so that they can learn how to do stuff like this. And that's what they used to have with FCW, which they turned into NXT, right? And so there's a reason NXT was developmental, and its biggest success was when it was treated as developmental, because its name, while it's not specifically stated that it's sports short for who's next, that was the pun behind it. Was this is where you go to see who's next, who's the next superstar,
right?
And so there still has to be a developmental of some sort. Now, if you don't want NXT to be it, that's fine. But then WWE's got to come up with a new developmental.
Well, I mean, that's what you kind of make the main event, right? You make the main event more of a show to people watch the up and comers. Level Up 2.0, Level Up, whatever the fuck it's called. You can make that so you have an hour for main event, an hour for 2K Level Up, and there's some other show. No. Another show.
That's it right now.
Okay, that's it. Okay.
But the thing is, it's not just about the show. It's about the performing in front of audiences, and that's why NXT in its heyday also did house shows, also did, touring, right? Because it's all about reps, right? You can have a football player who does practice all the time, but unless you put them in games and they get that in-game experience, they never truly evolve as a football player, because there's a big difference between practice, and the actual
practice,
game.
Man. Talk about practice.
Yeah. There's
all
a
right,
big difference. So
to recap the comments before I do a fantasy poking, the last time we posted up the comments, we were talking about Rey Mysterio. So we're just going to pull these up here real quick. I'm really happy that Vince retired from Squash Junkie. I think we all agree with that. It's things are feeling a lot fresher. Of course, Mexi Boys talked about Rey a little bit and kind of forced in the cruiser division. I think all of us tend to agree Triple H is putting on a focus to building the future, and Vince is just about the profits and who's being praised more. So Vince can't take the money with him, and he's in his 70s. That's the bottom line on the Vince part. Thanks, Ambrosia, for sending us Bryce 80.
He's here to learn. He's here to learn.
It is a packed house tonight, in fact. Ambrosia says hi. Ambrosia also just our number one fucking promo artist.
Yeah, that's it. Thank God.
There, that's fucking great.
Promo is key.
Mexi Boy Reyes was talking about interference in some of those matches. I like that idea on some of those. Again, to talk, I think we all love that Vince is gone, and unfortunately for him, I think he may do some jail time.
Yeah.
So it would be white collar pansy ass prison, though. I mean, let's be honest about it. Sikoa winning the next title, the NXT title, and going to the Bloodline. I kind of like that idea. I think it's a little early in his career, but I kind of like that.
My thing is, like, I kind of said it before. I think he'd get lost in the bloodline.
Yeah. But I think if you had the NXT title and then it was the bloodline bleeding over into NXT as well, that's kind of cool.
Yeah,
we appreciate it a great deal. Thank you very much, Ambrosia. And yes, I want NXT to be like it was before with Adam Cole and shit. In fact, I want Adam Cole Bebe and shit on my TV again. In NXT.
Well, you have
I know
my
Smarks disagrees. He's like, no, don't fuck with my Wednesday nights.
Nope. Yeah. No. Stay the fuck off my Wednesday nights.
So if I'm booking this, and because I'm supposed to, I'm going to turn the comment section over to Smarks. He can interrupt me. I'm going to actually not be on I'll be on screen, but I'm not going to be able to see the camera. So if I'm booking this, I am booking all those same title matches and whatnot. I start off with probably the Creed brothers in a tag match, and I do what I can to reinstate in MSK. Because we talked about it the other night. And yes, I think that there should be some pain for a person who made a poor decision, but I also think forgiveness matters at some point in life. And so I am going to have Creed Brothers versus a returning, reunited MSK, which I think would be so much fun.
Yeah, that would be fuego. But
that would actually be the second match of the night. The first match of the night is a winner goes for the NXT Championship, loser goes for the North American Championship. So
no one's really a loser.
No, they both get championship matches after this, and it's going to be Roddy Strong versus Santos Escobar. That's how we're going to open the night.
You're welcome for the idea.
Well, you didn't do it that way, but that's how I'm doing it.
I led to that because eventually the match was going to be Roddy Strong versus Santos Escobar.
In my world, Santos Escobar wins this and goes up against Braun Breaker and wins. So that's the one at the end of the night, just so you know. And the match right before that, I'm going to be a little faster about this, is Mandy Rose. She's going to take on, again, the existing roster. She's going to be in a triple threat with, I'm trying to remember who I wanted to use here. I was looking at it earlier. Zoe Stark and Nikita Lyons. I know that people are going to mock me on the Nikita Lyons thing, but here's the deal. She's got pop right now. She's got draw. Even if it's for the wrong reason, she still got it. And so those three in that match, I think, would be great. And I am also ready for a new champion. And Smarks is going to really hate me for this because Zoe Stark, new women's NXT champion. Go ahead, Smarks. Light it up.
No, I'm not going to light it up. I'm just going to shake my head and go, Here's the deal. I've said this before. It was the same thing with Bronson Reed. I get it. I understand. She's a good wrestler. I can see that she has talent. She just does fucking nothing for me. Like, I watch her and I just go, meh.
Yeah, I'd have to. But is NXT getting better? Because I feel like, Fabe, you were the NXT guy, and you stopped for a hot minute. Have you been back since Trips has been in control, or not even?
I haven't. I didn't get a chance to tonight. I was cooking and eating and stuff like that.
Well, and
Obviously, I eat often.
I'm also not sure because NXT records in advance. So this NXT might not have been. I'm gonna have to check to see if
Trips
this was
booking
a live one or a pre-recorded one. Because if it was a pre-recorded one, yeah, Trips probably had nothing to do with it.
Are you there? Do I still have you?
Yep, still here. We can hear you.
Okay, just making sure. Okay. So, I've done 3 matches already. I've done 4. So what I have left is the last 2 matches. All the titles are going to be on the line here. I am going to still, again, I'm sticking with the same roster. Katana Chance and Caden Carter. I, much like you, am a little soft on the women's roster for NXT because I just stopped watching. I was so pissed off that the product had transformed overnight to crap.
Right.
And that's exactly what it did. So I do not know who is affiliated with Indy Hartwell right now. But if I'm going to do something, I'm probably going to put her with Thea Hall. They're both pretty good competitors from when I was watching at the beginning of all of this. So, and then last but not least, Carmelo Hayes versus Roddy Strong. And I'm going to have Melo retain.
Bam. So no world title.
I did. Santos Escobar beats Braun Breaker.
Oh, wow. Okay.
For the
I was shocked by that. Yeah.
I think that builds for Braun Breaker to become even more of a beast. You know, Santos Escobar is such a heel that he would very much so do a great job of playing the same role that Daniel Bryan did. And I say Daniel Bryan because that's who he was at the time. Daniel Bryan did with Kofi. And I think that's how I play that setup. I think that NXT will get NXT Starrcade, which I think is a big, big plus. And so I think that's that's how I would do that.
Nice. I don't know. I still don't know with both those cards. I still don't know if any of that would trump All Out because I feel like All Out is expecting to be fucking fuego galore. But at the same time, September 2nd is so soon.
So it's important to say.
Yeah. I mean, that's it. There's a lot of turmoil going on in WWE right now. And for them to make a good enough card where AEW has had a few months to get their card going for All Out, NXT and Trips hasn't. So, he's kind of building everything from scrap per se. Not totally. He's obviously going to keep some of those things going. So we shall see. We shall see. Good. Still, that looks like a fucking takeover I'd watch. I don't know if I'd replace it with watching All Out, but I definitely.
I agree with Smarts that you have to pull some people in to re-legitimize NXT. It has been shredded badly over the last few months.
Yeah.
So anyway, I said it'd be a fave sandwich. So, Smarts, have you had time to think about yours? No.
I've had time to think about it, but
no,
you're the meat in the sandwich. So.
I'm the dirty meat in the middle.
You're the dirty meat.
All right, so I have
get
a little over here, right there, a little over here, right there.
I shaved my beard. Thank you very much. There won't be any friction.
It's like an adhesive. Yeah. Anyway,
you said you shaved your beard, dude. You look like you've got like 4 days growth going on.
Did you see it before? It was like wolfy.
I did, but I think we have a different definition of the word shaved, right?
Well, I didn't want to completely remove it, and I don't know. Stop judging my beard. Go on, Faye.
Judge the fuck out of your beard.
I have 3 of my birthday packs left. 3.
Hey.
Middle one.
Middle.
And well, it's not about that. So
why don't I just meet you in the middle?
We're gonna open 2 of these, and you're gonna build a storyline involving the people inside your pack.
Oh, Jesus.
So,
maybe I should.
I want you both to turn off your comments. Okay, can you both turn off the comments on the side so you can't see them?
Oh,
but I don't wanna.
I want you to both turn them off.
But I don't wanna.
Okay, I'm gonna type a number, odd or even, and Smarts is gonna guess odd or. I'm gonna have JLB guess odd or even because he pays attention because he's turned off his comments so he can't see them.
I've got mine turned off too, but I'm gonna
tell
you.
The number
odd or even,
bud. Odd or even? I'm going with even.
Even. Okay, and let me click. I forgot to send it. Now you can turn your comments back on. Sorry, but it was 2, so even it is. You pick your pack first.
Let's go.
Sorry, one.
I'm gonna meet you in the middle, bud. Right in the middle.
Middle's JLB. Left to right.
Right.
Right. And that would be this. My right or your right?
Well, that's up to you, mister.
There you go.
Obviously, would be his right.
All right. JLB, your cards include. Can't get it open. I'm sorry. You have to build a storyline with Jimmy Uso.
Ooh, he's the one.
He's A1.
He's A1.
Ridge Holland.
Ridge Holland?
Ridge Holland. Ridge Holland. The Demon, Finn Balor.
Ooh.
It's a really good pack. Gotta be honest.
Yes, it is. And a prismatic Alexa Bliss.
It's a really good match. In fact.
Yes, it is. So, did you write those down? No, you didn't.
I did. Jimmy Uso, Ridge Holland, Finn Balor, Alexa Bliss.
Okay. And Smarks, you are going to open. That was a really good pack. It wasn't a green prismatic gold.
Who's Ridge Holland again?
The guy who injured Biggie.
Third member
Biggie,
of Sheamus's group. That isn't the one that isn't Butch.
Guy who wears the stupid little hat. It's like a really buff paper boy.
This is I'm sorry, Smarks. You're starting off with Tony D'Angelo, which I guess technically you can start with the fact that he's back, and that works, right? But you also get
Jesus Christ!
What?
I should not be laughing.
What?
Too soon. Too soon
He breaks Jimmy's neck.
for Ridge
Bobby
Holland.
Lashley.
Too soon. Too soon.
Okay.
Mace in any format you choose.
Oh,
We'll allow
Jesus
any
Christ.
format you choose. And Aaliyah. He's got the better pack.
I do get the better pack.
Fucking I lose this challenge. That's what it comes down
Okay.
to.
So my pack is facing your pack?
No.
Nope, you're just booking something in your pack.
Okay.
Now for clarification, does he have to is he booking a pay-per-view or
Just
a show
matches.
or just matches?
How I'd like to see their current feud go. Who they're gonna
But they're not feuding each other. I'm putting them in matches with other
No,
people.
you don't have to put, Alexa Bliss versus Ridge Holland.
Okay.
It'd be very poor for Alexa Bliss.
No, Alexa Bliss would win.
Well, she has, in this picture, she has superpowers. So
Yeah, that's valid. There you go.
Hey, she still has Lily
Yeah, she still got Lily.
for fucking reasons.
And she won her match, no? On Raw?
To be perfectly honest, I just remember there was the whole clusterfuck afterwards.
Right. With EO coming in.
And
EO Sky.
Yes.
Reach to the sky, not the moon. Nope.
But
okay. I'll
Oh.
press the button.
Okay, I was trying to figure out who Squash Donkey was talking about. He's referring to the male.
Well, the
model.
name change with Io Shirai to Io
No, he's
Sky.
referring to the male
And-
models. I was looking at the comments. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, go on. JLB, you have the better set, so you get less time to prepare.
All right, fair enough. So automatically, I think I would be doing something Jimmy Uso versus Riddle. I realized Riddle was doing something with Seth, but no, that's true though. That would kind of mess. Okay, no, I feel like I'd want to see a thing go on between Jimmy Uso and Riddle. Riddle still wants to go after Roman Reigns is the whole thing. And Roman puts Riddle through this whole little thing where he's going to have to face his one true Uso. He's going to face Jimmy Uso in a last man standing match, not Brock related at all, because I don't want to see any fucking tractors go on in a Riddle versus Jimmy Uso match.
Oh yeah, fuck yeah! Have Riddle come out and drive a tractor. Hi.
Hi. Yeah. He'll come out with a plane. Come on now, a little miniature jet, like a little.
A tractor-shaped scooter.
A tractor-shaped scooter. Absolutely. But the bloodline is banned from ringside, and so is Randy and any of Riddle's friends. So it would legit be a one-on-one match. I want to see these guys fucking tear it up, and I feel like they would be good together to face off. So that's my first one. Ridge Holland.
Who wins that?
I'm gonna give it to Riddle because Riddle is eventually gonna get that title shot against.
Cool.
Yeah,
that works.
yeah.
I'm okay with that.
Ridge Holland. I mean, if this is a fantasy booking, so Biggie's neck is already and prepared, and we're gonna get a feud between these two guys and make it actually happen. Biggie versus Ridge Holland in a last man stand. No, I can't do a last man standing match again.
Jesus, do you think his fucking neck can handle a fucking Ridge Holland injury again?
Well, no, Ridge Holland is banned from using that move ever again.
Okay.
That's for sure. But if Biggie were to come back, everything would be good as gold. He's good. He's cleared to wrestle. I feel like they would have no other choice but to maybe do that feud. Ridge Holland is messing around with the New Days, him and Corbin's cronies, and then Biggie comes all shocked. Oh my God, Biggie's back! And Biggie and Ridge Holland go at it in an Iron Man match. Because that's different. I feel like I've never seen Biggie in an Iron Man match. But Big E he has enough charisma to go. So that will happen there because I don't know what else to do with Ridge Holland. Finn Balor.
Demon Finn Balor was your card.
Oh,
Demon. Specifically Demon.
Finn Balor. Okay.
Can we redeem the fuck up from last year?
Yeah.
Who did he face last year? Roman?
Well, yeah, and
Finn Balor's only loss is Roman because the buckle just broke under him.
Yeah, and they've never explained it. There's obvious footage.
Didn't they explain it?
They never explained it. There's obvious footage of someone messing with the thing, and then it buckled and he fell and everything. But they're just like Roman won, and they've moved on. And they easily could have explained it as one of the Usos helping him out. Nope, never did. Never once.
Vince is like, these guys are idiots. They don't fucking remember.
What it should have done is it should have been revealed that Jimmy Uso or Jay Uso, whoever, because this was before Jimmy and Jay had reunited officially.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Jimmy was back, but he was doing the whole, why you playing second fiddle to whatever?
Right.
Sort of a thing. Yeah. And so they could have revealed that it was Jimmy Uso coming out to help Roman win, and that's when he officially joins the bloodline. And then you could have had a great feud with Finn Balor now angry at the Usos and explain and had some great matches there or whatever. But nope, they just Demon lost and now he's off TV for a while and who fucking cares?
Damn, I really thought they did.
This guy cares.
You know what I'm also angry about? We never got to see a Jimmy versus Jay.
Nope, never did.
Out of that whole fucking feud with that whole thing, bro.
Should have been if I win, you abandon Roman, and if you win, I join the bloodline.
Wasn't that a thing? No, because I don't remember there being a match. Damn, fucking Vince. I want to see Finn versus Seth, though, man. I really would love to. I don't think I've seen Finn versus Seth.
I did.
No. Isn't that how
Finn got injured? That's how he won the Universal title.
Finn won the belt.
That's how he got injured.
And I think that's a storyline I want to build. Finn, although Seth isn't the champion, Seth is out being cocky, laughing at everybody's face, saying no one is better than him. And then the lights go out. Doom, 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 doom. And then Seth is kind of like, what's going on? And Finn goes out there, You know what, Seth? You always been talking all this loudness. He's not in the Judgment Day here, by the way. Fuck that jazz. Fuck him in the Judgment Day. It's a stupid thing. Fucking hate it. It's still trash. But you know what? I still hold that grudge from 3 years ago. Or now I'm sounding like New York.
I don't know why he has to be
I'm
from
not-
Brooklyn.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm just.
I mean,
no,
Irish.
Fuck that guy. I still got that
guy.
judge from 3 fucking years ago.
Oh, stop. And he'll be like, listen, I still hold that grudge, and I never got my chance or opportunity to get a rematch. Well, guess what? You're not the champion, and I know why, because you suck. But I still want to kick your ass, and then that just leads to a match between them both in a Hell in a Cell, because Finn Balor thinks that he'll run away like a crybaby bitch. So Finn versus Seth, Hell in a Cell, gimme, gimme, gimme. And of course, Finn Balor is going to win because he rightfully fucking deserves it. And I love Seth, and it wasn't Seth's fault what would have happened to Finn, but Finn has got to win that, of course, with the coup de grace off the top of the cage, mind you, not off the turn. Coup de grace off the top of. Oh, you can't. It's a Hell in a Cell.
Fuck that. They
cage
can
match.
break the fucking top.
Steel cage match. Steel cage match.
No,
he
you
gonna
can still
break the top.
You can still do it in a Hell in a Cell, man. They had a fucking ref stoppage in Hell in a Cell. There ain't no rules anymore.
No, that's facts. That's
Like this Hell in a
that's
Cell
fair
doesn't
facts.
have a roof to it. Why? We just decided.
I mean, that would have been something in the Vince era, but since this is Triple H's era,
And the last one is Alexa Bliss.
that Alexa Bliss. I think to get her back on the up and up, she's not doing anything right now, but I would really love if Carmella could go back to her old ways. No. Who did Bliss have a fucking... Is it... Yeah, give me Alexa Bliss versus Charlotte, because that would put Alexa Bliss on that main event level again, and Charlotte and Bliss promo-wise would be fucking fuego. If you give her... Oh, no, it's Demon Bliss, huh? Or whatever.
It just says Alexa Bliss. It doesn't. It's not specific like Finn Balor's was.
Yeah, Finn Balor
okay.
specifically says Demon Finn Balor, whereas Alexa
Demon
Bliss
Finn.
is one. Just it shows her in the Fiend Alexa,
Right.
but
that's
it
the
doesn't-
card I'd be playing with, no? Because their name
But
was
it
still
does
Alexa
not.
Bliss.
But it does not specifically say Fiend Alexa.
True.
That's the important thing.
That's fair. So yeah, Charlotte versus Alexa Bliss. Just because I would love to see Alexa Bliss get that main event recognition again. Although Charlotte isn't any kind of a champion, anyone who faces Charlotte does get that main event recognition. And fuck, man, I miss me some Alexa. I miss Alexa being part of my main event programming, and I need to see more people than just Bianca and Thing. And so Charlotte versus Alexa for the #1 contendership. See who faces against Liv Morgan. And then that's when maybe you can actually create, because they were a tag team, right? At one point,
They
Liv and Alexa.
they were
Not
never
anymore.
like officially a tag team with a name, but they did tag partner a bunch
So they
prior
weren't
to
Facebook
Money
official.
in the
They
Bank.
were complicated.
Yeah, pretty much.
Mm.
I mean, because the whole thing is like every time they wrestled as a tag team, it was in the lead up to Money in the Bank, and so every
Right.
time they wrestled afterwards, there was the interview where they said, I love being your partner, but when it comes to Money in the Bank, I'm gonna throw you out of that, off that ladder and
Right.
take that for me.
And it was all super friendly.
Mm-hmm. And they're like, oh yeah, well, I love being your partner, but I'm totally gonna beat you for Money in the Bank, and ha 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 ha. And then, one of them did win the Money in the Bank and got fucked off to SmackDown, and they never mentioned it again.
Yeah, there's no friendships at all anymore.
And that's my
That's your
matches.
cards.
That's my cards.
All right, Smarks. I will remind you, Aaliyah, Mace in any format, Tony D'Angelo, and Bobby Lashley.
I'm fighting to not do the lazy thing.
Oh, the JLB thing?
Mace to commentary, Tony D'Angelo to not a Italian mafia group, Aaliyah to losing, and Bobby Lashley to WWE Championship. I mean, that's the lazy thing, and that's the...
No, the real lazy thing would be triple threat Mace and Tony D'Angelo and Bobby Lashley for the U.S. Championship, where Bobby Lashley just fucking destroys both of them, and then a match with Aaliyah. Here's the deal. I think Aaliyah has potential. I think she has a lot of room to grow. But we really don't know much because they brought her up to the main roster and then did fuck all with her
Right.
on the main roster. And so, like, if you didn't watch NXT at all, you don't know anything about her. And if you did watch NXT, now you're watching and you're going...
Yeah. Why is she on the main roster?
Yeah. Because, I mean, she wasn't bad, right? She wasn't great. Although part of it was she was teamed up with Vanessa Bourne for no real fucking reason. And so, but she wrestled on SmackDown last week where Shotzi beat her, right? Prior to that, the last time that she'd wrestled on TV was June 3rd.
Oh, shit.
Almost 2 months prior. And she was in the number one contender 6-pack challenge with Natalya, Raquel Rodriguez, Shayna Baszler, Shotzi, and Xia Li. That was the one that Natalya won to get her shot at the championship at Money in the Bank, I think, or whatever it was, right?
Right.
And then prior to that, the last time she was on SmackDown was back towards the end of April. She lost to Charlotte Flair. No, it was a draw to Charlotte Flair in the Beat the Clock I Quit challenge. So, like, since she got called up to the main roster, that's 3 matches. 5 matches. Like this year, she's only wrestled 7 matches on TV.
Thanks, Cal. Have a good day at work, buddy.
Yep. Deuces, Cal.
He's in Wales, so it's like 5 hours, 6 hours.
fuck.
I'm on
Yeah.
the comment section right now, and I just told Cal, thanks for coming. Don't let the man get you down, unless it's Becky Lynch.
Yeah.
I think the Welsh accent is fucking great. So
It has its moments.
it's one of my favorite accents.
It's a bit thick. It's a bit thick sometimes.
It can be a
we
bit
get along.
thick, but that's part of why I love it.
Mm.
So
Yeah. When we play Fall Guys, a lot of the Twitch people seem to really like the accents. So,
But in fact, for a long time, back when Android allowed it, I had downloaded a Welsh voice pack, so my Google Assistant and everything was all in Welsh.
Oh, wow.
I'm pissed off that I can't call Alexa Jarvis.
But
Huh.
then they changed it so you could only get the official ones. And
Damn. And there's
Anyways.
no way to mod that?
Not
Jailbreak it?
really. I mean, there might be. I could probably root my device and install something, but fuck, that's just a lot of work just to get a Welsh accent again. So
We'll have
like you
Crazy
said,
Cow just fucking say what you wanted to say and
I,
put it as part of your recording.
I just talked about how I was gonna book this the lazy way. You think I'm gonna do all the hard work to root my phone and all of that shit when I don't have to?
That's facts. It's a valid point. You, sir, are onto something.
Okay, so what'd you do?
Um,
Are you taking the easy way just because it's faster?
I might be. I'm gonna take the easy way for the Bobby Lashley match, just because. And to be perfectly honest, that could be a fun match to watch, just from a standpoint of Bobby Lashley just murking two guys. Because neither of them have built up a reason to stand a chance, and the only reason this match would be even slightly competitive is the fact that it's effectively 2-on-1.
Right.
But just have Bobby Lashley just fucking throw one person around and then the other one gets a shot in, so then he murks that guy for a bit, and then he comes back and murks this. Anyways, for Aaliyah, I think it's time for her to have like a showcase match where she goes against somebody somebody who will help make her look really good, and yet at the same point she's got to be.
I feel like you're falling back on Asuka a second time.
No. I mean, Asuka would be a good option, but the thing is,
give her Natalia again.
I have to walk.
Let them rehash that.
I have to walk this line because it's got to be someone who can make Aaliyah look fucking great, but also take the loss. Because you also want to have, I just don't think Natalia elevates her, frankly.
I was interested in that storyline a tad.
Returning Charlotte?
Ooh, I don't think she's ready for
maybe a returning Charlotte.
She can lose. She can take the loss and still look great.
Yeah.
Like, I've been waiting for this opportunity for my entire life. That's why I'm prepared solely for Charlotte. I know all of your moves inside and out. I'm your biggest fan. Hey, that's not a bad story.
It's not
a good story, but it's not a bad story.
God, that might be the best option. I was really thinking, like, there's part of me that was thinking fucking Sasha. But I with her potentially just coming back.
But they had a feud building at one point.
They did.
That never ended.
But I don't think you bring Sasha back and then immediately have her lose. Oh,
you think this person's losing to Aaliyah?
Yes. That's the thing is this is all about, we got to elevate, and that's why it's kind of got to be an upper mid carder, I think. Someone who's established well enough and good enough to make her look good, but at the same point, can lose.
I'm gonna make a prediction in the private chat.
Let's see. What is he going to predict? Don't look. No peeking.
Not looking. Waiting for the little thing to show up before I say. Okay, there it is.
And he just looked. I feel like he looked.
I can guarantee you I did not.
It tells you if people have seen it or not yet.
Yes.
It doesn't actually tell you. I'm just fucking.
No, it doesn't. That's why I was like, no, it doesn't.
Face away from the fucking screen, man.
Give me a second here. Let's see if that shows. If I can show it in the way that you can see it. Nope, I can't quite make it look the right way. There's too much glare. Anyways, it's still got the unread thing on it because I'm not looking. I think Nikki ASH.
Oh,
I think that's the best.
I was wrong.
I think that's the best mid card.
However, I think I like yours better.
Let me look at the chat here. Sonya went through my mind.
Sonya? Not Sonya, but Sonya? All right.
I don't know. I guess I've always heard it Sonya, but that's
Cruella's daughter.
I mean, some people pronounce it Bagel, so I guess you could, pronounce it Sonya.
Some people say, I want a Coke when they're talking about Sprite.
Anyways, Sonya.
Thank you.
Jesus fuck, I've always heard it Sonya, so that's beside the point.
Sonya.
It's okay.
Sonya
Is that a
Sonya's
delicious
good.
cream soda? That looks like a delicious cream soda.
It is unfortunately not a delicious cream soda. It is a slightly less delicious zero sugar root beer.
Fucking always hated root beer. Ugh, I don't know.
Maybe you'd like it in zero sugar format. You don't know.
Maybe. No, that's valid.
So, no,
an email from
Sonya wouldn't be horrible. I have a little bit less faith in her overall wrestling skill, and that I don't want that to sound mean, but I think she's very skilled. I just don't know how well she is at carrying another person. And I think Nikki ASH has shown that her skills are really good in carrying another person, and still also losing. So.
Oh my God, will we get Crazy Nikki back? That would be fucking awesome.
It would be fucking great. Heck, it would be a fucking great way to explain why she's been a superhero for so long. That she's just fucking nuts.
That'd be
Right?
fucking gold.
Right?
And that's her reaction after she loses.
Mm-hmm. So, anyways.
Yeah.
Okay.
Your challenge time. I'm going to come back on screen with you then.
Now it's my challenge time. So, last week my challenge to you guys was
We did have a couple comments that occurred there.
Okay, yeah.
Crazy Cal said he was leaving. We'll start back up here. So we had Jimmy's neck getting broken. Yes, it is too soon. But,
Definitely a bit too soon.
and then he asked what we thought of the group. I'm going to give it time because the promo was funny on SummerSlam.
Yeah. Here's the thing for me. I enjoy the group. I think it's a funny take on things. Now, it all is going to depend on what they do in ring with them, right? If they come out and they present them as like jobbers, then the thing falls apart.
But if they have them get distracted by modeling and lose, but they're actually a fairly dominant team, they're just too stupid to realize. Yeah. Squash Donkey also thought that they should bring up LA Knight as a competitor, competitor, maybe.
Because we saw that at SummerSlam, is now Knight going to be staying there?
I think because from all the reports I heard, it was a Vince thing that Vince didn't like him, and with Vince not there, Trips is like, nah, we're keeping him because he was a Trips guy. Trips recruited him into NXT, so.
And then he explained that he was talking about LA Knight's group, which, okay, that's fine.
I just hope it doesn't turn into like a fashion police thing where it's just a comedic group and that's it. Well, and they are a force to be reckoned with.
Those guys were NXT tag champs. Sorry.
Yeah, they were NXT tag champs, and that's the deal. Is remember, fashion police on main roster turned into a joke. Fashion police in NXT,
it was better in NXT. That is true.
Yes.
Yep.
So
that was under Trips. So there's a little bit of a private conversation between Ambrosia and Cal. So Ambrosia thinks Cal doesn't sleep, and of course he's in England. We've already talked about that.
Wales, but sure.
Wales. That's part of England, fuckhead.
It's part of the UK. But it's technically a different country than England.
Yeah.
Kingdom, fine.
Is the US part of Canada? Huh?
No, but Nebraska's part of the US.
Well,
That's
yeah,
what
but
we're
Yeah,
it'd be
but
like saying
US is part of
Nebraska's part
Canada.
of New York.
Fair enough. I'll give it to you. Fuck off. Cal is working on getting ready for work, and Ambrosia thinks that's gross. Big JC65 came back. I have no clue, but we always enjoy the innuendos, so Hurt Locker Titty Lick.
I think
Hurt Locker
that
Titty Lick.
was his suggestion for what I do with Aaliyah and Brock and
Ooh.
Bobby Lashley.
Always
that-
enjoy some innuendo. We
No.
know it's misogynism.
In your Indo.
In your
That's something I would have expected to see Joey Ryan do. Oh wait, he did.
Ambrosia apparently wants to be in the Hurt Locker Titty Lick.
No, the Ambrosia thing was talking about him doing the lazy way
Yeah.
of doing things.
Oh, okay.
Being lazy.
Gotcha.
That's the
See.
Ambrosia way of doing things.
Cal getting ready for work. We all said have fun at work. Squash Donkey asked us, what is your favorite era of wrestling? I'm sorry, Ambrosia asked that to Squash Donkey. And he liked the Attitude Era. So,
Which, makes sense. But he's excited for the future.
and I think all of us would probably agree. Well, all but one of us. One of us would say NWO era WCW.
Yeah, but at the same point, like I always have to point out, and even with NWO era WCW,
Which
there-
occurred at the same time.
which occurred at the same time, there has to be a nuanced conversation about how much you liked the era at the same time as how much you understood that there was also some very shitty stuff that happened during that era.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
yeah. The misogyny on this show is a third of what it was during.
Yeah, that's fair.
A
or
third?
Far less. Yeah. 1%, 2% of that.
Yeah.
We aren't doing bra and panties matches.
Or mud matches. Or handprints on your boobs.
I mean, if enough people vote for it, I'll do a bra and panties match.
Oh my god.
Head to head. I'm gonna get the panties on.
And I am just going to leave and not watch the stream.
You're
until it's
reffing
done.
it.
Oh my god.
Is
You're
this
in
what
there
we're doing
in the
when
mud
we
with
reach
us.
enough subscribers on Twitch? Is we just do Smarts versus Fabe in a bra and panties match?
Well, you guys are close enough to do it. I'll ref from
Yeah.
virtual cam.
Meet you in Lincoln, bud. Let's do this. I can tell you right now, Chick-fil-A will never be the same.
I'll do it in a Chick-fil-A. I'll go to a
If-
Chick-fil-A. To...
If we get
Do a bra and
100
panties
followers on Twitch, they will wrestle in bra and panties. At a
That's
Chick-fil-A.
actually what happens at Chick-fil-A's on Sundays. It's bra and panties matches. That's why they're closed.
I wonder how long we could have a bra and panties match in a Chick-fil-A parking lot on Sunday
Before we
the
get
cops show up.
arrested.
Well,
the
we'll
facts
find
are
out
we would
when
not
we get
get
100
arrested before
followers.
we were both out of breath.
Yeah, that's the real question. I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna vote on us being.
BJC65, what's your favorite era of wrestling? I'm sure he'll respond sometime soon. And then a bra and panties match. She likes the idea of. Now, go ahead and do your challenge.
So, anyways, last week I challenged you guys to do 5 changes, the 5 things that Trips would do first now that he's back in charge of creative, right? So I'm gonna flip that, and it's gonna be if you're Tony Khan. Now that Trips is back in charge of creative for your competition, what are the 5 things that you are going to do? And maybe they're not changes. Maybe they're stay the course on certain things. But what are the 5 things that you're going to do to try to continue upward trajectory in a newly rejuvenated Triple H led WWE era?
So I'm Triple H or I'm TK?
You're TK.
TK.
You're trying to defend against the new WWE.
You want to go first or you want me to go first, bud?
I guess I can go first
Okay.
because I do have a few
Well,
ideas in mind.
You gonna come on screen for
I'm
it?
gonna
or
come on.
we-
I'm gonna come
okay.
on screen. I'll be like
we're just
Veer.
gonna look
I'm
at
coming.
us?
I would encourage you not to come on your screen. It's really hard to clean up, and
Talking from experience, huh?
And if you're coming on screen, that's more Jeffrey Tubin than it is Veer.
I mean, 9 times out of 10, I hit the Apple sign anyways.
you can make it all the way to the Apple.
That's
sign.
exceptional aim, bud.
That's fucking impressive.
And I have glasses, so they keep falling, and I have to put them back up.
I can maybe make it to the space bar.
Yeah.
But
he puts his keyboard behind his monitor while he's doing it, so that's actually pretty impressive.
No, it's totally in my lap. It's
okay.
Right.
So if I'm Tony Khan,
five things TK needs to do.
I could make it to the Apple logo if I set my computer on the ground and stood over it. Let gravity take control.
Yeah, but then it'd just be powder, and you gotta wipe it off. And I mean, you're old, so
okay, you guys done?
maybe.
No, I could probably make this joke all night, but let's go ahead and let you do this.
I mean, let's face it, you can't last all night. You make the joke longer than you can last. So we're not doing it.
Good one.
Thank you.
I love that you're pointing at a screen when you're not on it.
Well, I never know when you're going to change the camera, so I wanted to be
You want me to
prepared.
put you back up here? Here, now you can point at him real quick. There you go.
Hey.
There it is. There it is.
Pow.
Okay, we're going back to the guy who's answering.
Okay, so right off the bat, if I'm Tony Khan, I'm putting the title on Kenny Omega. I think that's absolutely happening. You'll no doubt with him being there, you have him showcased every week. You're gonna get fire ass matches. Kenny Omega getting the title back. We're not doing this whole triple trios with Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks. Not happening. Not doing that. So Kenny Omega's getting the world title. That's first. Second, we are doing to get maybe the older WWE crowd who do like the Hoss matches. We are doing Hobbs versus Wardlow, but we are doing a legitimate matchup, an actual Hoss battle.
Ooh,
I don't
match.
not a sumo match. No, this is not a Big Show and that sumo wrestler guy.
Yeah.
Forgot his name. That's off the match side. I do think you do have to. The problem is he signed so many people already. The whole point now, I mean, if one thing you have to do is you have to get MJF back on your side. You have to kind of come to an agreement and maybe give MJF what he wants.
Give me what I want.
Because I feel like now, if it's not still a fucking shoot, not a shoot, if it's not a work, rather, from what we're already seeing with that, if it's not a work, I feel like Tony Khan, you absolutely give MJF what he wants. Because
Give me what I want. You know what I want. Give me what I want.
Pull a Batista, give him what he wants. Because I feel like now you can't have MJF go to WWE. Because Trips would like treat him like Flair, I feel, and really put him up there. So if I was Tony Khan, I'd throw the book and the money at MJF. I also, fun little fact too, by the way, there's been leaks with Fight Forever, new video game footage. It's looking pretty freaking fantastic. And there's a cover art out. Don't know if it's legit. It's kind of a shitty cover art out of a design perspective. I or Smarks could probably do a better cover art design. But yeah, it's out there. AEW Games. Definitely check out the leaks because it looks pretty exciting. And there's going to be an exploding barbed wire match, guys. An exploding barbed wire match as part of one of the selection of matches, which I feel is something they shouldn't have done. But it might be better than the legit one. So at least you'll get to play out a legit exploding barbed wire match perfectly as opposed to how they did it. And if I'm Tony Khan, I try to get some of Tripp's NXT guys that aren't signed anymore. I try to get a Karrion Kross. I try to get those. I try to freaking get Gargano quick because there's so many people that are loyal to Trips that they'll just come back out of loyalty and not because they want to get paid handsomely. So I feel like Tony Khan has to get this PR out of the bad PR out of the way with Jonathan Grisham being upset and a lot of shit happening backstage. Tony Khan really has to kind of fix that because now it's almost like the roles have been reversed with Vince leaving. They're looking like it's the happier place to be, and AEW is not looking Vince worthy. I'm not going to go that far. But definitely there's certain miscommunication with certain wrestlers where it might lead to a lot of wrestlers going back to WWE just due to loyalty for Trips, them liking how Trips is. So Tony Khan has to definitely change that narrative. And I don't know, maybe focus or get people to focus on his huge roster a little bit more. I also think you try to get Sasha Banks. If that isn't a done deal, you fucking get Sasha Banks onto like a 5-year contract for a shit ton of money because you need something to your women's roster, dare I say, when booked properly, might be a better women's roster than WWE. When booked properly. You got Thunder, you got Ruby, you got Deeb, you got DMD, of course. Maybe, like you just need that extra little power move. And I think Sasha Banks would certainly help elevate that. And that's 4 technically, right?
I think so. Ding.
Ding.
Smart sending me a message. I don't know that I like that one.
I'm still workshopping it.
It needs to be a pun.
Nope, because I think it just plays in with our pun always intended.
Let me check that.
And people who say pun not intended are fucking cowards.
Quick.
Do your 5th one.
Sorry.
We need that after the show. Braun Patty's matches.
No Brown Penny's matches. No. Dare I say maybe who's booking AEW right now in terms of matches? It's just
TK.
Khan. That's it.
Mm-hmm. I think Kenny Omega still has some say in the women's division, but for the most part, it's just TK. Like he's the one who
Just
makes
him.
the final say.
But he has writers, right?
Maybe.
I think it's done in the WCW model where that's booking.
It's just the wrestlers kind of.
Yeah.
Oh.
Where they get to cut their own promos, but they run like an outline past TK.
Okay. Did I miss the dumpster match? No, that's this week, right? No,
That's
that was
this week,
last
yes.
week. Oh, that is
That's
this week. Sweet. Okay.
We've got the dumpster match and the casket match. Coffin match. They call
On
it a
Rampage?
no, the coffin match is on
Dynamite,
and then
dumpster matches on Rampage.
yes,
No? Right, yeah.
I believe so.
Super excited for that. And I don't know, you maybe hire some fucking writers, though, You're doing really good, TK, and I guess with the with the wrestlers doing their own thing, making them feel comfortable and whatnot. I feel like you are going to get into a WCW model at some point where a lot of people are going to want to do. I don't know if they're doing anything too bad though, but I think certainly getting a few writers up there as well maybe will be my last thing. I don't really know. I feel bad for doing 5 because they're doing a lot of good, but I feel like Triple H is really gonna one up them. So trying to cash in on a Sasha, trying to cash in on some big Hoss people between Hobbs. Well, Hobbs and Starks are gonna do something quick.
Fucking just WWE light. Fucking.
Yeah, that's it. I'm excited to see what Smart says because I don't fucking know.
Well, that's not. It's he gave us the challenge. So.
Sorry, you.
No.
You.
I'm the one who has to do this. All right, so this is where I'm going to start. I'm going to actually follow what Big JC put in the comments and say ROH. You have to have that ROH product line be more than a fucking secondary AEW. We'll have a couple matches here. It's got to be what Ring of Honor is known for being. And that means if all you can get is the ECW market, or a particular market in a particular area, then you fucking get it, man. Like ECW was huge, and it was only on television in like 8 states or 10 states, something like that, in the Northeast. That's it. Otherwise, you had to get the pay-per-views. That's all you could do. So that's number one. That'll work that ROH product. Number 2, I think TK has to invest in his wrestlers. At this juncture, the money game starts to play. No longer does I don't like Vince play anymore because I don't like Vince. Vince ain't there. It works for your Moxleys. It works for some of those performers, CM Punk, Moxley, those types of guys. But it's not going to work for an MJF. And it's not going to work for a Brian Cage.
It might not even work for them anymore either. Mox and
I mean, I don't know that Mox is gonna ever go back or CM Punk's ever gonna go back, but those are pieces to that puzzle that now you're in an investment game. I'm curious, what is it there, Squash Donkey? I know that we cover these later, but what is it?
It's going to bring back a ton of fans, not to mention
Triple H. But I'm assuming he's meaning Triple H bringing back a ton of fans.
But the thing we have to remember is that Triple H has a relationship with lots of people, including Adam Cole Bay, who probably is not in AEW if this happens sooner.
Right. Absolutely.
And so a lot of those relationships are going to affect you in the 4-year time frame. And so he's got to really figure out how he's going to use that very, very large roster. This is why I think ROH is such a big deal there. So ROH, start ponying up the dough, figure out how to make your product bigger, better, louder. I think the Canada move is brilliant to go to Toronto. That's just a couple weeks away. I think that they need to hit more territories, more areas. Denver has yet to host one. They've gone west of the Rockies twice, and those were both in Vegas. Is that right? 2 or 3
yes.
times?
Vegas, and then they did one in
LA.
California, like near LA. Yeah.
Yep. So you've got to get your touring schedule, and that's what ROH does for you. Is you can do that, especially if it's on a different night. And I know that finding the TV deal is going to be tough, but if you can find the TV deal and it doesn't have to be nationwide, that's going to open up that market to have some traveling around. That's why the Northeast and Southeast are such important pieces to that puzzle, because there's population base there. If you go to, with the exception of California, you go west of the Mississippi, you're not going to have that ability to cover a lot of people in a small area with a TV contract, a local TV contract. And so I think a local TV contract, if that's what you got to do, then that's what you got to do. At some point, you've got to get that ROH product moving. So, the larger travel zones, I think, was number 3. The roster's big enough to do that now, too. That's the other piece to that. You don't have to have every guy on every week. Mox doesn't have to do weekly travel all over the place like WWE did. I think that's going to be an advantage that WWE has, and so you can stick with that. You've got to see the opportunity to hit Salt Lake. You've got to see the opportunity to go to Seattle. You've got to see the opportunity to go to Phoenix and Minneapolis.
Point of clarity. AEW did hit Salt Lake City and Denver back in 2020, but they haven't been back since. So it's still an important
pre-COVID,
but
or mid-COVID.
Yeah, well, right at the start of COVID, and
so they were progressing towards that, but you have to do that again. Again, I don't know who Zello Pro is if Zello Pro doesn't come to my local area when they did. And now I'm a Zello Pro fan. And I watch to see who's winning and stuff like that. So I think the fourth thing is to keep this indies involvement going. And maybe feature some of these not just on Dark. See some of those indies as opportunities for them to grow themselves. Really good example, somebody all of us who've seen her are really high on is Heather Reckless. I think Heather Reckless could easily come on the main show. She doesn't have to win. Just those are MVP would be another great one to have on there. GPA would be not MVP. GPA would be a great one to have there. Anything you can do to get some of those people to start showing up on occasion. Lady Luck. You've got Jonathan Gresham, unless you're continuing to argue with him and lose him, those types of things. So start really nurturing those relationships with those indies, and the reason you have to nurture them is because that's your feeder system. And then fourth on that list, I said TV contract. I guess that was fourth. So TV contract, ROH, travel, pony up the dough. So that was four.
Up the dough. Yeah.
Yep. And then the fifth one, keep doing what you're doing. Don't change. Don't change just to have a different product. Don't become WWE light, though there's marks out there telling you are. That's not the case. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep providing a different product. Keep doing the thing that's drawn you in and made you immediately number two. But no, that pony up the dough is a big one, because you got to know that losing Cody's a big deal. And you got to know that in the future, all you did was give a platform to MJF. I can promise you, Triple H is in contact with MJF if there's not a contract in place right now. So those moves are big moves. I can promise you Jonathan Gresham's being talked to by other people if Jonathan Gresham doesn't have a full contract yet. So those are the types of plays I would have. We're going to see some movement, and it's because Triple H is in power now. And so we're going to start seeing some people move back and forth. We're going to see some of these contracts expire and people go other places. The contracts that are going to be coming up that are going to get the chance to expire that might now talk to WWE are no longer the what the hell's his name? Marco Stunts of the world, and no longer the Joey Janela's. These are some solid mid-carders in these two premium programs. So that's where I'm at. Those are the changes I make.
And it's so hard, right? Because I think that last point too is very valid. Don't change too much, because you are really on the right track. You're not on the right track because Vince gave such a shitty product. You were kind of just on the right track because you gave valuable storylines and legitimate wrestling to a product. Sure, Vince's shitty storylines had a lot to do with that, but also you were just on your own level anyways and giving us something that was not given in a main product. Out of your top 3. So I hope Tony Khan doesn't psych himself out because now Trips is in power. He will have a little bit more competition, but don't try and drastically change because that can end up fucking you over. Maybe pull a WCW thinking beating WWE in 83 weeks over the ratings, and then doing a clusterfuck later on.
So for the most part, I agree with Fabe on this and you that he shouldn't change things too drastically.
Right.
I agree. But he also has to do some things. Gonna have to up his game in some ways because he was succeeding for some reasons, but there was a certain amount of Vince fatigue that fueled fans. People tired of Vince, and he felt like a fresh
tired of roll-ups and schmoz finishes,
and he felt like a breath of fresh air compared to that. And now he's not going to have that anymore. Now he's going to have to stand on his own. Fabe had some really good points in there in terms of ponying up some cash, and more specifically keeping people happy. Because while yes, he's got Adam Cole and a bunch of the other big names,
Moxley,
Daniel
Bryan,
Daniel Bryan, tied up for years, right? Like he mentioned, Adam Cole is on a 5-year contract.
Wow,
he's
got him for the next 4 years through.
Which has a little guy knocking on 40, which can be rough on their bodies if they do it wrong.
And then someone else he mentioned he had for 5 more years. He's got them to long contracts. Now that's not saying they can't request their release and negotiate a way out, sort of a thing. And so far he hasn't terminated, like fired many people, but eventually he's going to. We know that's going to happen, right? Typically the firings that he's had so far have all been for cause, whether it's Jimmy Havoc, cause, sort of stuff like that. Or for other things. Like there were some people he released because during COVID they couldn't come to the United States. And rather than hold them in contracts that could hold them back, he allowed them free so they could sign contracts with
New
Japan or
nurture that relationship too.
Yeah. So
the forbidden door relationships.
So he's gonna have to step his game up in terms of not just keeping people happy, but attracting people. That's the big one, because you're no longer getting these people. You're going to get as many of these people who are like, I'm fucking sick of Vince, I quit.
Right.
Tony Storm would still be in WWE if Trips had taken over 6 months ago, right?
Yeah.
And
I mean, heck, maybe even Moxley would still be there if Trips had taken a year and a half ago.
That relationship was pretty rough.
It would have to have been 3 years ago plus.
3 years ago, fair.
It would have been plus 3 years ago, number one. And number two, that relationship got soured for a lot of reasons. It was soured back when, like, Moxley faced off with Brock, and Moxley went to Brock with all of these ideas about how he wanted the match to go, and Brock was like, nah, man, I'm going to come out, I'm going to F5 you, and I'm going to pin you.
Right.
And so he's going to have to do that. Now, he does have a good thing going on right now, because he does appeal to the hardcore fans a little bit more, right?
Right. But I don't know, man. This Monday, those triple threat matches, that Mustafa Ali Swanton bomb into AJ Clash, holy shit, man.
450 into Styles Clash,
450 into Styles Clash, that was fire. Like, I was like, damn, what's going on? This is Raw? What's happening?
Well, and here's the deal. It's like AJ's been doing innovative get into Styles Clashes for a long time.
Right.
People who tried to power bomb him, he'd reverse it into a Styles Clash. People who tried to Hurricane Rana him, he'd reverse. People who tried to Hurricane Rana him, he'd reverse. I can see him doing a very similar one to in a tag match or a singles match with Montez Ford, like a triple threat with Montez Ford, who Montez Ford hits a frog splash on somebody, because Montez always does that. When he hits that frog splash, he then kicks his legs up in the air.
Right.
Soft holds his abdomen. Yeah.
Yeah, and then exactly. And so all it would take is Montez doing that, and then AJ, just like he did with Mustafa, just stepping in and just grabbing his legs and going. No, it was a great. I'm not going to diminish that match at all.
Right.
But 1 week does not a trend make yet. You know.
Well,
no, I know.
When you spoke
but
to
I was
hardcore, you
positively
were talking
surprised.
about barbed wire matches and such. Correct?
Well, I was talking about barbed wire matches, but I was also talking about those people who follow New Japan, right? And those were people who didn't watch WWE a ton in the first place. Like, New Japan style wrestling did not appeal to WWE fans for the most part, you know. But he's you know, his partnership with DDT, it could be really fun. Investing in future talent like Takeshita, who's with DDT, but bringing him over and showcasing him was a great move. Those are things that Tony Khan's going to have to go all in on.
If I'm going to
Pun
give a third
fucking
option,
intended.
if I'm going to give a sixth thing, I'm going to say nurture this Time Warner deal and get yourself on HBO Max and do it now.
Yeah.
Yesterday, you have the ROH book of business.
Yeah.
You need to use that to your benefit.
Or fucking, I think HBO Max is the best choice. I'm gonna say that, but he's got the Ring of Honor book of business, and he's got Honor Club, which is Ring of Honor's,
right, which is going to be revamped in the fall.
which is set to be revamped. In the
I mean,
fall.
I put that on.
No, I agree on that, but
Might
if
be
you
Discovery Plus, guys, with all this Discovery talk.
well,
I'm talking Warner.
well,
He's already
Warner
got a
is owned.
relationship with that.
Well,
relationship.
Discovery.
Warner is owned by Discovery now. So, but yeah, no, that's
My
the
fucking
key.
internet.
That's the fucking key. That's the one that I want him to do. But if he can't, or at least can't soon, right? Then he has to leverage Honor Club as best he can, right? WWE had the WWE Network for fucking 10 years before.
And that's fair. I mean, then it
company came
tells
and
time
said-
there's something valuable there.
Mhm.
So I guess
So leverage Honor Club now. Put all your shit on Honor Club. Start getting subscriptions to Honor Club with AEW, right? So now you
do your
don't
pay-per-views on there.
Yeah, and then start moving your pay-per-views over there and start getting all that stuff. And then when you've got a book of business full of subscribers to Honor Club, that's something that you can go to Warner again and say, remember when we talked about when we wanted to get on your streaming service and you said you weren't sure that there were enough viewers, that it wouldn't drive enough traffic? Here's X thousand people who signed up for Honor Club, you know, X million people if you can get it to there, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Here's 1 million people who signed up for Honor Club, who you can leverage to get on your HBO Max /Discovery /HBO Discovery or whatever they fucking do with it. I don't know. Anyway, but I think that's
a smart idea. Yeah,
they have to focus on. I agree.
Well,
have
and
to
I think
focus on
that's-
getting a streaming option of some sort.
I think that's what Khan's kind of doing, though. That's why they are revamping it. Why else are they revamping it? Right? So I think that's maybe his bet before he goes on to a deal with someone.
It could be. It could be. It could also be just
That's where ROH's TV show is going to be.
yeah, that he doesn't currently have a TV partner for Ring of Honor, so he's revamping it to put Ring of Honor on that. Mm-hmm. It could be that he's got to play this game of revamping it until he has a streaming partner to announce.
Right.
Like he can't just keep people subscribed to Honor, you know, and
Honor Club
and not do anything with it, right? So he's got to at least give people, hey, we're going to give you guys Honor Club's going offline for a few months, so you're going to be on break, and then it's going to come back, and it's going to be better than ever, just to keep people happy. And then, much like Ring of Honor said, we're going to go on break until April, and then we're going to be back, and then all of a sudden, oh, by the way, we've got new owners, and everything's going to fucking change. This could be the same sort of thing. Oh, they're going to be back in September, and then when September comes, guess what? We've struck a deal with Time Warner. We're going to be on HBO Max or not.
The other piece
I don't know.
He can leverage to Time Warner is, hey, let's talk Bleacher Report. We'll go exclusively with you guys if you put the Honor Club on Bleacher Report at $5 or $8 a month on top of the Bleacher Report subscription. Pay-per-views are cheaper if you're subscribed. And oh yeah, we won't be on Fight anymore. We'll just do it with you guys. Now, for us who've experienced both, fucking Fight's way better than fucking Bleacher Report.
I think there's a limitation that I don't know for certain on it, but from what I understood originally, Bleacher Report is not available in some other countries. That's why they did Fight.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
because Fight is the more international one.
Have Fight. I mean, WWE does it. We're stuck watching Peacock, which again isn't bad because that's where I watch my Yellowstone. But
anyways, no, they have to do that. I also in conjunction with the AFAB's things say they need to not only do they need to leverage the indies a little more, and I think they've got to start with it. The new All Atlantic Championship that they've got Pac just fucking running around different countries and facing off against top guys in different countries and different promotions. I think that's fucking great, right? I think a revamp of AEW Dark or Dark Elevation, it doesn't have to be both, right? To focus it more on being a traveling show, and more specifically, partnering with other indies to send AEW Dark wrestlers to wrestle at an indie and film it for AEW Dark, right? Maybe not all of it, right? But just like now, they're like, oh, we've got a match, Pac defending the All Atlantic Championship against so-and-so in Wales, right? And then after that, we have a match from Zello Pro featuring Heather Reckless versus
Ruby
Hikaru Shida, or Ruby Soho, or someone like that, right? Which then creates a partnership with that company, where AEW is not just allowing one of their top stars to wrestle at that,
but this is the company they're from.
But yeah, sending
Promoting
them to it and promoting them, right? But and the big thing is specifically sending them, right? Saying this isn't just she's allowed to wrestle with you. This is that we want her to wrestle with you. And we're going to send a camera crew.
Your production value is going to go through the roof.
To help you out with this. And you're going to get exposure on this. We'll even mention that Zello Pro's next event is going to be in whatever, so you can go check out the Stars of the Future at Zello Pro, or whatever, or fucking Warrior Wrestling, or there's dozens of indies. There's even one here in Omaha, and I totally forgot its name.
Wow, one job.
Some
Magnum. Local you are.
Magnum Wrestling.
Magnum Wrestling. Yeah.
It's not good.
Church basement wrestling.
It's like if Zello Pro had a AAA league that had a quadruple A league.
You remember that GIF I sent you of the guy, or the video I sent you of the guy jumping onto the barbed wire trampoline?
Yep.
Yeah. Well, those are the type of people that are on Magnum Wrestling.
Oh, okay.
I want to be a wrestler, so I'm going to jump onto a trampoline made of barbed wire.
I mean, here's the deal. Magnum Wrestling, I believe, has a training school here in Omaha. And so the people wrestling on Magnum Wrestling are people who train at the training school here in Omaha.
Right.
And the chance to meet,
Yeah.
Chick Magnet Punk,
Yeah.
to meet Phil,
Yeah.
or to meet...
And so they're all training to potentially maybe go and wrestle in a Zello Pro show. And then at that point, potentially maybe go to a Rev Pro or a Warrior Wrestling or whatever. Anyways. But so it's been 2 hours plus. Let's do just a couple rounds of pick or pass, right?
Okay.
Because we don't want this to take for fucking ever. And so I am going to start with a match up that we both had in our challenge
Main event.
yes. But I'm gonna go the other way.
Yeah, that's
right. And I'm gonna start with JLB. So you have Roderick Strong and Santos Escobar. Pick or pass.
Santos Escobar.
Okay.
Roderick Strong or Kyle O'Reilly.
I'm a Roddy fan, so I'm choosing Roddy.
Okay.
Kyle O'Reilly or... Well, I'm not doing A-Kid because he's not from here.
A-Kid?
No. I'm giving you one of these.
Oh.
Roddy Strong or Gable Steveson.
What?
No, it's Kyle O'Reilly or Gable Steveson.
Or yeah, sorry,
Kept Roddy.
Kyle O'Reilly.
Kyle O'Reilly or Gable Steveson. Kyle O'Reilly because he's a proven.
That's really difficult because you haven't seen Gable Steveson, but
No, I know.
you know that every other time we've had an Olympic wrestler.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that's what I agree. It's tough because Kyle O'Reilly's a proven commodity. We know what we get with him, and we don't truly know with Gable Steveson.
I'm pretty sure.
I think you just JLB'd that. I don't know how we're gonna.
I'm.
Oh, I think that it's pretty easy to do.
I think here's the deal: it's a tough one, and Gable Steveson would 100% be a decent call. I'm just playing it safe.
Well, just because we haven't seen him yet, though. That's the thing,
Yeah,
right?
Did you see him in the Olympics? Fuckhead.
Yeah. Did you see him in the Olympics? Right.
I did not know.
People compared him in the Olympics to Kurt Angle in the Olympics.
Oh, okay.
We got to hit the comments real quick because we missed them. Gonna bring back a ton of fans. Yes, Triple H will definitely bring back fans. We're getting rid of the PG era, so that's and then do you guys ever have guests? You can hit up Smarks at Raw and Order WBU on Twitter, and he will probably vet you. I think we're okay based on your comments. It's very possible we could have you guest host sometime, especially when there's only two of us. So, but hit up Smarks for that. Anyway, moving forward, Smarks, who do you have Gable Steveson facing?
So, Gable Steveson or we'll keep the pun together. Chad Gable.
Ha ha.
Fun is always intended, huh?
It's actually I'm gonna load your page full size here, Smarks. Right down there at the bottom of the page there.
Yep,
that is the
right
Twitter.
There. It's pretty much that almost anywhere except for Facebook, and then it's this.
At Pissant Podcast. That's how we vet. We let him vet. Don't talk about your politics. There's 50-50 chance he'll fucking hate you.
I don't know. I hate a lot on my side too. And
you don't hate me, and I
hate a lot of people. I just hate people. People are tough. Anyways.
Anyway. Gable Steveson and Chad Gable
Chad Gable or Gable Steveson. Well, if you're telling me he's like Kurt Angle, I'll go with Gable Steveson, I guess.
Oof.
Chad Gable's fucking awesome. I feel bad at doing that. But I love Chad Gable's fucking whole persona too, and he's such a great promo. Nope, Chad Gable. I'm sorry, I can't. Based on just because what I know off of him. Gable Stevenson. Stevenson, sorry, or. We'll still go off amateur wrestling. Jack Swagger or
So Gable Stevenson or Jack Swagger or Jack.
Why can't I remember his name?
Jake Hager.
Jake Hager. That's it.
I'm going to take Gable Stevenson. I think the upside's huge there.
Mm-hmm.
I really do in the long run. So, so that means you've got Jake Hager, or these are AEW cards, bud. Alex Reynolds.
Fuck.
I feel like you're forced to take Jake Hager here.
I feel like I am.
Really?
God, I mean,
you're hating on Alex Reynolds that much?
No, it's not that I hate on Alex Reynolds, but frankly, Alex Reynolds by himself is just Alex Reynolds, right?
Yeah, I didn't say the whole Dark Order.
Yeah, well, at the very least, he needs his Beaver Boy buddy. So yeah, I'm fucking taking Jake Hager. So going to you, Alex Reynolds or Alan Angels.
Alex Reynolds. Alan Angels we just saw at Ric Flair's last match, right?
You did see him there, yes. He is now a free agent. He did wrestle on Impact recently as well.
I'd go with Alex Angels.
Alex Angels?
Wow, both of them at the same time.
What was it? Alex Reynolds?
Alex Reynolds or Alan Angels?
Alan. Jesus Christ. Sorry. Alan, yeah, I'll go with Alan Angels. He's a free agent too, but Alex Reynolds or Stu Grayson.
I'm taking Alex Reynolds.
Wow. Okay.
Raquel Rodriguez now. The card says Gonzalez or Stu Grayson. This could easily move us back to the championship caliber. Hopefully it does.
Well, So normally I would probably take Raquel Gonzalez, but to move us up, I'm going to take Stu Grayson.
Well, and you're a fan of the Dark Order.
I do like the Dark Order, and Stu Grayson was great. He's best in the Dark Order in the tag. But I do also, frankly, I think we haven't got to see enough of him outside of it. So
right,
he might be better there. Yep. So Raquel going to JLB with who?
So Raquel, yeah, Raquel Rodriguez. Thanks to Vince McMahon and his stupid fucking not having a real name. Yes, I'm going to put that up on the screen because that deserves to be shown to everyone. Because, yes, her name's Raquel Rodriguez now because she
Vince
can't
wants to have money out of people.
Yes.
I want to own your name.
So, yes, Raquel Rodriguez and... Raquel Rodriguez or Jade Cargill?
That's a way to elevate that, buddy. We know who he hates.
Raquel Rodriguez. Jade Cargill.
It's fucking racist.
It's not.
I
And she's Spanish.
I don't see any other reason that you would pass up Jade Cargill, but fuck, I guess
Smarks, cut the shit.
I guess Squash Donkey agrees with you, Raquel,
See?
all the way.
Squash Donkey
So-
knows what's up.
So
And I just would rather see a Raquel Gonzalez match than a Jade Cargill match, just because she's won 30 matches, 33 matches now, I believe.
She only has.
Man, I think she's at 40
to go.
Yeah. God. I hope Khan doesn't do that. Yeah. So Jade Cargill or China.
God, there's some downside to China. You know, the fact that she's not alive.
Jesus. According to Chris Jericho, she was a terrible worker.
I'm gonna go with.
just to let Squash know, we'll answer his question once we're done with this game.
Comments.
It'll be- So,
I'm gonna choose China.
You're racist.
She's named after a fucking country, bud.
No, she's not. It's CHYNA.
So anyway,
she's named after a dinner plate.
That Xbox took for granted. Too soon? Okay, sorry. That was too soon.
So Jade Cargill or Ruby Soho. And that was not off of the card. I'm going to stop doing that because that didn't work out as well as I hoped it would. This is a fun one. This is title contender.
You fucking set me up. Because we just called everyone else racist for not choosing Jade Cargill. So I have to choose Jade Cargill now. So Jade Cargill, JLB. We'll do one more round. So one more time around. JLB, Ruby Soho, or Liv Morgan. Oh, wait. Live Morgan.
For those who are on the podcast who don't know, JLB is notorious for mispronouncing names
Or words.
or words.
You know, words is probably
Usually
the,
names, mostly. Rhodes became Rose.
Liv became live. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Now he gets it right because they're champions and shit.
Exactly. Yeah, Ruby Soho. Sorry.
WWE SmackDown Women's Champion, fuckhead.
Yeah, well,
Give me Liv Morgan versus who?
Liv Morgan versus Mandy Rosen NXT.
Liv Morgan.
She's okay.
I'm not
I'm
putting
sorry.
Sable on here. That will get us to the end of it. Liv Morgan, or I'm sorry, Mandy Rose, or I'm gonna make Corey Graves' greatest nightmare, Mandy Rose or Carmella.
Carmelo now or Carmelo of all time?
Well, these would both be of all time. And the thing is, it used to be that Graves' story that he always told when Mandy came out was God's greatest gift.
Mm-hmm.
She
But
was
now
the
he's
most beautiful
married
woman on
to
the planet.
Carmella.
And now he's married to Carmella. And he never dated Mandy Rose.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he just played into the part for Mandy Rose. It's tough for me because I've said before, and I agree. I think Carmelo was one of the most improved wrestlers, in-ring performers to come
Also
up from
incredibly
NXT.
entertaining.
And yeah, she's
heel.
incredibly entertaining. But I also do think that Mandy Rose, as long as they get her out of the bombshell gimmick, I think she's got the bigger upside. So I'm gonna go with Mandy Rose. But I worry with the return to PG-14, and all of that stuff, that they're gonna lean heavily into sexy Mandy Rose here soon.
You think?
And
They have been.
I mean, they've already been leaning into it a bit, but I think they're going to go head over into it. I mean, if you follow WWE on TikTok, they fucking Squash likes that.
Yay!
The only time you ever see a Mandy Rose something on WWE's TikTok, it's Mandy Rose by the pool. And here's the deal, Squash. I'm gonna say this. I think Mandy Rose is fucking gorgeous, right? And I don't hate these pictures, everything. I just think they take away sometimes from her abilities in the ring. That people, specifically men, tend to look at those things and start seeing her as an object rather than a performer. And that's where I worry about.
But I think she's the best of both worlds, though, too, right? So you can maybe still do that sex appeal a tad, but also have her be really dominant in the ring as she has been on NXT.
You can do that, but WWE has not built up enough trust yet with me to trust them to do that. That's what I'm saying. I still do not trust them,
right,
to not go all in on the sex pot and start forgetting that she's a worker.
Even
right?
with Triple H is in charge?
Even with Triple H, and it comes down to they've lost so much trust with me. It's gonna take a bit for them to earn that trust back.
It's only been a week.
But they're going back to TV 14. And not too long ago, they had Jerry Lawler back on TV, and I worry that we're gonna start hearing puppies again. And I swear to God, I will throw my remote at the TV if that happens.
I don't think we will. I don't think Triple H is a fan of that.
I hope you're right. It needs time to build back trust, right? I've been hurt. I've been hurt by this, and now I need to do it. And yes, unfortunately, sex sells, but I think you can also sell through other means. And I'm not saying.
I mean, and that was kind of Vince's
how
problem.
heavy you lean into it.
Yeah,
the outfits
it's
are
not
already
either
scantily
or.
clad.
Yeah.
I mean, Becky Lynch was fully covered on Sunday, and I was like, oh.
Mm-hmm.
And it was about wrestling.
Yeah.
And I was
and I mean, here's the deal. Fucking, yeah, exactly here. Great stories and matches. I'm sold. Yes. And that's the deal. Like, Jade Cargill wears very revealing ring attire, right? And she's a very sexy, very cut, and very intimidating woman. Fucking Thunder Rosa wears relatively scantily clad. I mean, all with women's wrestling, there's always going to be a certain amount of that, but it's all about how heavily you lean into it. And like D.A. Fabe said, it's that. It's not an either or. It's not just either they're sex symbols or they're or their wrestlers. There's a point in the middle. WWE has not built up trust to not go all the way one way yet. And hopefully they do. And I have high hopes for Triple H, but I've been burnt before. And so
and with
I'm
Steph as CEO, Steph being the women's revolution, starting that up. I think
Steph did indeed invent women. However, Steph also was there through the Divas revolution, where we had Eva Marie and fucking oh god, who else was it there? Anyway, the Bellas, fucking all of that shit, right? And so yes, I think they're not going to go that far, but I just have not gotten there where my trust is in them to do that. Right? It's going to take a bit.
Reminder of other sports. I use beach volleyball as a good example. Those women are dressed scantily, but the volleyball is the reason you watch the beach volleyball. And you just go, wow, they're great athletes and they look great. And that's that way with most women's sports. If you watched UFC Saturday night, we had Misha Tate and the rematch. Anyway, there was a rematch on Saturday night.
Pina versus Nunes.
Yeah, that's what it was. Pina.
Woo! What a fucking match.
Yeah. Those women are very, very sexy.
Yep.
Except for when they're covered in fucking blood.
Right, not so
beat
sexy.
to death.
And Pina
then
is
it's
very
still really
feminine.
entertaining.
And Pina is very feminine. You would see on her segments beforehand, you see how she's dressed. She's very feminine looking and all that. Not to say that Nunes is not, but Nunes is more, she just does whatever and whatever. I don't know. But again, when they go into that octagon, it's not about looking whatever. It's I'm gonna fuck you up. Let's go and fire. Sex appeal was there, but once it's time to go, it's time to go. Let's rumble.
Yeah.
Fucking.
The simple fact is, before I was married, there was probably no end to the amount of pain that I would have let Gina Carano put me through.
And that is a larger, powerful woman.
Yeah.
I mean, she's probably a solid 190, 210.
Yes. Squash, we are happy you came across this link on Facebook as well, too.
You've been a great contributor.
Tell your friends.
Did you
send other people here? So anyway, I did pick. I said Mandy Rose has the bigger upside.
Misogyny is so much fun.
Oh, Jesus.
Upside. So to answer, Squash Donkey had a question while we were doing.
Was that the last round?
That was the last round. Yes. Okay. So
who's the odd one out then? It's not Mandy. It's
Mella.
But Mella is money.
Mella is money, and Mella's fucking good, and she's very entertaining. I think Mandy Rose has the bigger upside in terms of in-ring ability, and that's what I hope to see. Anyways, Squash Donkey had the question: do you think we'll ever see Bray in a WWE ring again? I'm not gonna say never, right? I do think that he's looking for some freedom that even under Triple H probably doesn't exist in WWE. So I don't know. Frankly, I think the reason we haven't seen him in any ring is because he's looking for some freedom that the world of professional wrestling doesn't necessarily offer.
I'm excited to see this movie that he helped do because I want to see how creative he got with that.
Which is why he's doing the movies and
right.
stuff. But never say never is
you know who also said never say never just recently when going back to WWE? Braun fucking Strowman.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, never, Braun. Never.
Yes.
Never.
Yeah. I think mostly he's trolling. Just trying to get his name fucking out there some more. So I can't say we won't ever. I do think he'd be a better fit for AEW. Because AEW allows these kind of wilder characters more. And I don't really see Triple H leaning into the wilder characters. At least not in the near future. Maybe down the road, but I think Triple H's goal for the time being is going to be, for lack of a better term, bring the W back into World Wrestling Entertainment, right?
Right.
The W. I think we're gonna start seeing them refer to themselves as wrestlers again.
I think we've already
I think we're gonna see it all the time. I think it's not gonna be. I think it's gonna start happening enough that we're not even gonna think it's special.
It's gonna ruin a Chris Jericho gimmick.
Yes,
motherfuckers.
I can't wait to. I can't believe I'm saying this. I'm excited to see Michael Cole on SmackDown.
Yeah, fucking Michael Cole's been rejuvenated.
Oh my god!
Not having Vince in his ear,
right?
Too bad he already lost a lot of his hearing because of Vince.
I know. I would sue. It's more than just a work hazard.
But I mean, there was a time I would say we were never going to see Sting in a WWE ring, and then we did. I can't even say we'll never see Chris Jericho in a WWE ring. If his contract with the AEW runs out and he can't reach a deal with Tony Khan, he'll fucking go back.
He knows his worth.
He knows his worth, and he also, here's the thing: WWE has an advantage that AEW will never have, and that is an entire generation of wrestlers. In fact, more than one. 3 generations of wrestlers, 4 generations of wrestlers grew up dreaming of being on the WWE product, right?
Right.
And AEW won't have that for 10 years, or more, 20 years before they really have like a generation that could say, hey, I've dreamt of being on AEW since I was a kid. Right?
Yeah.
But every single person who laces up boots, doesn't matter whether it's for Zello Pro or Magnum Wrestling here in Omaha, right? If you ask them what their dream in professional wrestling,
I want to be the next Rock, Stone Cold,
they'll
John
say,
Cena.
Yep. I want to come out at WrestleMania.
Yep.
Right.
And partly that's why a lot of people stuck with Vince's shit. Because this has been their dream for so long that their dreams outweighed boss's antics.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Well, I'm still in my dream federation.
Yeah.
So whatever.
Well, and that's the deal is like even outside of wrestling, Eric Bischoff said it. I believe Bruce Pritchard said it. I think even fucking Jim Cornette, old man yells at trees, at clouds, and whatever. Said it. WWE will always have about 1 million people watching their shows, no matter how shitty their shows get. There's about 1 million people that will watch WWE no matter what, because it's just habit now. It's been 40 years of WWE being their thing. It's been 30 years of Raw being the thing that they watch. Right?
Oh.
I'm putting this up so we can talk about it a bit.
I think he's getting some criminal stuff going.
Yeah. There's a reason Velveteen never went anywhere else. Because he is good in the ring.
Yeah.
He's good
Not
in the ring.
because of his wrestling.
Great on the mic.
Great on the mic. He's entertaining. He's good enough in the ring. He's got a great character. All of that stuff.
In your personal life.
He also has proclivities outside of it was not proven in court, but there were text message chains that
There was enough that nobody's chasing it.
yeah. There was enough to make people understand because there were text message chains with a minor, that were enough for people to be like, yeah, that's him. And it wasn't enough to necessarily go to court because they couldn't prove that he did anything. But they can prove that he was being a creeper.
The misdemeanor is enticement via electronic device. If he sent his penis, which is what we're told he sent to a minor,
yeah,
it was like Stewart had a 1 liter thermos just dangling there between his legs.
It's like a tube of tennis balls.
No, you're okay, but we always love the comments. We really do.
Love the comments and
just all talking. No worries, man.
So it's all talk. Anyways, there will always be a million people who will watch fucking WWE no matter what, even when they hate it. A million people, like fucking me and DA Fade, who've spent the last 2 years
watching shit we hated.
Watching shit that we hated, saying many times on this. I wasn't going to speak for you, but I guess there were
Don't speak
plenty
for me
of times.
I'm his bitch.
Yes. There were many times that on this show I said, I don't know if I can watch Raw anymore. I'm not enjoying it anymore.
Right.
But I've got a podcast that has the word Raw in the title, so I kind of fucking have to, don't I? Fuck.
Well, there was even times
try to transition to Pissant podcast, but Raw and Order is what people know.
Yeah,
Well,
but there was even also
podcast is
times
more.
too that some of us would not even talk about Raw that much because one, we didn't really watch, or hey, there was nothing really to talk about. So a lot of the
fucking
times,
hours.
3 hours. It's a
No,
lot.
there were times where I came on this and said I don't want to be negative, so I'm not going to talk about Raw. I didn't want to just bash on something for the entire podcast. So let's talk about AEW, something that made me happy.
On this podcast, I was significantly the NXT mark. And I will tell you, it took me less than a month to stop watching NXT when Vince took it over, and it went to shit. And it went fucking fast.
Yeah. But guess what you still watch? Fucking
I
WWE
still
Raw.
fucking watch Raw. Yeah, because I've watched it since I was 13.
So exactly that. We've all said it, but it's hard to walk away if you're a fan and have been for a long time. And that's the deal. Yeah, he did. He fucked it hard.
That's the fucking 14th allegation. He fucked NXT.
Yeah.
And he should pay them reparations.
And NXT is only like 10 years old.
Yeah, so that's like
Fucking
sexual assault
fucking
on NXT.
sexual assault on a minor. Like, Jesus.
Are you Canadian? Do we have more Canadians?
I want NXT TakeOver Toronto, and
Oh, nice. Yeah, he's a Toronto boy.
Toronto boy.
Hey,
Toronto's
be
getting
gonna be there
AEW
soon.
in a few months.
yeah, in October 12th and 13th. I don't think I'm gonna go. I really want to so badly, but
Who thought that this little thing that two Nebraska boys started and made pals with a Canadian fuckhead?
And now we got
I'm
two
upset.
Canadian fuckheads. I mean, what? What?
I'm
who's
upset. I don't
talking?
have a Canadian flag here just to wave. Be like, I'm peaceful.
Oh, okay.
Eh?
You like him, but he's foreign.
oh, Nova Scotia.
Ah.
One of my favorite celebrities from Nova Scotia
Damn.
is Frankie McDonald. Do you know who Frankie McDonald is there, Squash Donkey? Smart.
Damn, that's a trip.
Frankie McDonald is.
That's a trip. He's dedicated.
He's the weather guy, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I will promote his YouTube page if you guys have never seen Frankie McDonald. Yes, he knows who he is.
Be prepared.
Be prepared. Get your cases of Coke, your cases of Pepsi, your pizzas, your Chinese food. Go watch some Frankie McDonald. Watch the weather stuff. The other stuff makes you a little nervous, but he is absolutely a blast to watch.
Yes.
And don't mock him, please, because he has Asperger's.
Do you also watch Letterkenny?
Who doesn't love Letterkenny?
Doesn't
You've
watch
met Frankie McDonald.
Hey,
He's my new favorite Canadian.
you son of a bitch.
Well, but
I was like already 100th favorite Canadian anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I'm 101.
I mean,
It's Wayne. Fucking Dairy.
no, it's Wayne, Squirrely Dan, Derry.
Squirrely and then Dairy.
Kate,
Yeah,
I'm sorry, it's
right.
Wayne, Katie, Squirrely Dan, Derry.
Fuck it. Your sister's hot.
That scene reminds me of you. It so does, because it's exactly how I see that going with your badass friend. Your sister's hot.
Yes.
Oh, that's our first one of the night.
Fuck.
Yeah, that was our first one of the night. Do we go live every day or just like every week? We actually twice a week, Sunday nights and Tuesday nights, right?
And technically, I do stream generally every day, and I'm usually playing wrestling. They auto host it for me. So if you do check, I'll most likely be playing some wrestling, and we can always chat there. But
Do you two know each other?
why?
You're
We're
both from
in
Canada,
different
right?
You're both
provinces.
Canadian, so that you just like,
All Canadians know each other, right?
I don't know. Yeah, me and Drake are best friends. Bieber doesn't like me so much, though.
It's kind of like
Drake
meeting
still
somebody-
count as Canadian?
Yes.
I don't know.
Why? Because he got really famous. He must be American now. Fuck off.
No, 'cause he's fucking upper class dude.
It was the igloo right next to him. Oh my god!
That's it.
So funny story about something like similar to that. One of my college. Now we're in college at this time. One of my college roommates. His last name was Bluecoat. I'm not going to put him out there.
You just did.
Well, last name Bluecoat, but nobody knows where I went to college.
Fair.
So anyway, was Native American from South Dakota, and there was a young lady named Lindsay who was in a class with him her freshman year, and apparently she was so naive as to ask this question: do you guys still live in teepees, or do you have real houses or stuff like that? This is 1998-99, and she has the audacity to say,
Wait,
to a Native American, do you guys still live in teepees, or do you have houses?
Wow.
in 2001, I moved from Nebraska down to New Orleans in Louisiana,
And
as
somebody asked
opposed
if
to
you
the
had
other
running
New
water.
Orleans. And somebody literally asked me if we had running water in our houses.
Yeah.
I've had
I'm
people.
from Nebraska, not the 1800s.
Side note: there are people in Haiti, the poorest country on the world.
I don't think it's technically the poorest, but it's there.
Yes, it is.
somewhere.
Haiti is
it
the poorest country in the world.
Considered the poorest? Okay.
Yes. Haiti is
been
the
through a lot.
poorest country in the world.
They've been through a lot.
And what?
They've been through a lot.
They have.
Yeah.
And over half of their population has running water in their homes.
Yeah.
Okay. Man, this episode's gonna last for fucking ever.
3
thanks.
hours.
Okay, question for us
Oh,
three.
Jesus.
Favorite finisher and why? I would argue favorite finisher often is just a segue into favorite wrestler. And
Not necessarily.
usually it kind of overlaps there.
You kind of
so-
overlap there in between your belly.
I certainly do. I'm a big boy. What can I say?
That's fucked up. Are you fat shaming us?
Yeah, seriously,
Yes.
man.
From one fat ass to another
First-
fat ass. I
First
don't think it's fat
racism,
shaming.
now fat shaming.
Oh
Jesus.
my god, you didn't choose Jade Cargill either. Fuck off.
And so because I'm a Sting, Mark, if we're talking about favorite finisher, Scorpion Deathlock is
You
the
son
one.
of a bitch, and you don't even choose Bret Hart, you freaking prick.
Sting
It's a
did
bit
it
different.
first.
Oh my god, here we go.
He did not invent it though. They stole it from a guy in Japan.
Canadians are definitely getting after you about the Scorpion Deathlock.
But
being
no,
the
it's
sharpshooter.
specifically the Scorpion Deathlock, not the sharpshooter.
So
Specific.
I will do protected and non-protected. My favorite non-protected is
Smart
the
screwed
powerbomb.
Smarks. That's what Smarks just did there.
My favorite non-protected is the powerbomb. Unfortunately, everybody and their dog used it after Kevin Nash and Psycho Sid
Woof, woof.
made it fantastic. And if I'm going to be specific about powerbombs, I'm going to say Intercontinental Championship Diesel Jackknife Powerbomb, where he actually slammed them down. My favorite protected is Goldberg's jackhammer suplex. We talked a couple weeks ago about wishing that was on, that somebody else would pick that move up because it was so very, very fun to watch.
Mm-hmm. Now, if I'm talking modern era, right? One Winged Angel. It's also currently the most protected finisher.
Yes.
In the business. The One Winged Angel is, and part of what I like is it tells a storyline. It's not just the finisher, it's the setup to the finisher, because he has to set it up so much to hit it. And so he often doesn't hit it, and that's kind of the thing. You know, he wins lots of matches without hitting it. But if he does hit it, he definitely wins. And that's, I think, the key to a really good finisher.
Are you referring to Keith Lee's Spirit Bomb? Is that what he's referring to?
I think so.
I believe so.
Honestly, I think I found a refound love for the Styles Clash. Just seeing AJ always kind of did it, but seeing how we did it this Monday just revitalized how much it's just can be used anywhere at any time. I guess so can the RKO, because Randy Orton does that amazingly. But Styles Clash, and I just feel like it's the move that really we do feel that you really can't do anything to protect yourself. Although, yes, we see that he kind of lets him go as he's putting him down. But literally, I think the Styles Clash for me is just, it's always been a fascinating move. And seeing it again, like how it was done on Raw, is one of my favorite moves of all time. I'm going to have to also go with maybe the pedigree and the stunner as well, because those are just classics. And I just always get excited, even when KO does it, because he's a Canadian boy. So,
yeah, I will never be able to fully get behind the Styles Clash, because as much as I appreciate how it is potentially one of the most dangerous moves in professional wrestling,
Sports entertainment,
and AJ Styles does it really, really well, it just never looks like it hurts to me.
correct.
It just doesn't. Like it.
I mean, I'd say let me do a Styles Clash on you and see how you feel, but I don't think I could do it on you.
Panama Sunrise is my favorite current one, but I am a huge Mr. Bebe fan.
Mr. Bebe is
Boom.
pretty good.
Bam.
And you know it's all about the budge.
Anyway,
okay.
so that kind of brings us to the end of the podcast.
Before we get hijacked
more
by
of your
another
questions
question.
later.
Really quick, we're gonna go ahead and bring this one to an end.
Remember the merch store.
Yes. Make sure to go to links in the doobly-doos. They're also on the Facebook or whatever, or the link tree that we shared earlier. We will say it again down here. Give me 1 second because I moved away from the comment section.
Why don't you just put it in as a comment there, guy?
That's what I'm doing.
It is right now. Do it now.
No. Maintenant. Truth sweet. Sorry, I'm ready.
There.
to-
Boom.
Ooh, next show I should send Sasha. As soon as it's confirmed for Sasha Banks, I'm going to send her to Sasha Banks.
Oh, damn it. You did it quicker. Thank you. I'm sorry.
Yes, that's something you'll get used to with JLB because
I
of
have
his
vision
Coke bottle
problems.
glasses. He has to fucking
Really?
put
You got to
his
say
face
Coke
around.
bottle glasses? Can't you say glasses? Huh? Huh?
I have glasses.
Huh?
You have Coke bottles.
God, you're a dick tonight.
Right?
First you call him racist.
I mean, he's compensating for the small one he has down his pants. So, I get it.
No, I gave up
we're on to
compensating for
penis
that.
jokes. Next thing
Yeah.
you know, we'll be talking about poop. Stop it.
Yeah. I long ago gave
mean,
up
they can-
compensating for that. It's not gonna happen,
Jesus.
man. I just
All
decided,
good, bro. Don't worry about it.
I just decided I'm gonna have to be rich someday. So
Shit.
Anyway,
JLB actually has a 5 head, just so you know.
I do not have a 5 head.
hey,
Beautiful
listen,
head.
I'm not gonna make
Disgusting.
fun of anyone's forehead. There's a reason I wear the hat.
Yes, Marks has like a 7 head.
Yeah, it might. Well, it depends. On the sides, it might be up to an 8 head. In the middle, it might just be a 5 head.
What does Rihanna have then?
Wow.
No, too
I
soon?
I
Too
I
soon?
I
Gonna
don't
call me
know, but
racist again? What the fuck?
I do not know,
She's a
but
big forehead.
Were I not married, I would love to check it out.
Oh my god.
Rihanna has,
Nana.
what does Rihanna have? An invitation.
An
Anytime
invitation.
she wants. She's got a bed in my house, and hopefully it's.
She likes the bad boys. I don't think he fit.
I can be mean.
Okay,
you
you know
Coke
you can
bottle
also-
ass fuck. If that's how I get Rihanna, I will mock your glasses.
Oh Nana, what's my name?
So yes. Anyways, Linktree I just put in the notes there.
I did
I'll
too.
gonna go on and fucking try to figure out how to edit the Twitch thing so they're all just displayed there all the time. Anyway,
Catch us all at different places. We'll start off with you, Mr. Smarks. It is.
follow me on the social medias. The link tree, like I said, there is going to have it all, but it's at Raw and Order WB on pretty much any of the social medias: Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, at Raw and Order WBU, except for Facebook. If you're trying to find me on Facebook, it's at Pissant Podcast because Facebook is fucking weird for some reason. I don't know.
Weird.
But yes, you can follow DA Fabe at
DA Vincent Kayfabe right here. Yeah. And that's only on Twitter because because the rest of my socials are my real life.
He's
name.
frozen for me.
He's been frozen for me back and forth for like 10 minutes.
That worked?
I just didn't want to say
Oh,
anything.
I want to screen cap this though. It's such a funny face.
I did the funny face on purpose.
No, but you're frozen like that.
You're frozen.
I'm gonna send that to you. Hold on, before you put it to me and see my forehead again. Hold on. You already put it to me so you can see my forehead, didn't you?
Nope.
No.
Okay.
No, because I want you to get the screenshot before he
Bam.
moves.
It's called snipping tool.
Yeah, I got it. Come here,
No.
tits.
You
Bam.
can follow JLB
You can follow
at-
your boy Justin JLB at JLB420 on Twitter. You can also follow me on Twitch at just JLBTLC25. It will be auto hosting, of course, Raw and Order WBU. I do also play wrestling games myself alongside any other freaking game I can think of. Fall Guys is my go-to at the moment because it's freaking fun. But Real Talk Radio is also the brand where I talk about a little bit of everything: movies, music, entertainment, just life in general. Try to keep it positive, try to keep it happy, and try to keep it going. Sometimes I'm a little lazy on uploading stuff, but it's there, and hopefully I get back at it soon. What is going on? My name is Justin as well. That is a very good first name, good sir. You keep that name. No, guys, Americans, not all Canadians are named Justin. Just the best ones are named
No,
Justin.
some of them are named Bob and Doug. That's what I know.
Or Wayne.
Or Kenny.
Or Wayne, yeah. Yeah, Wayne.
Or
Barry,
Schwarzy.
Or Squirrely Dan.
Shorzy.
Shorzy, yeah. Yeah, Shorzy.
And Linktree is down below in the doobly doos where you can follow me everywhere, all in one little neat little package. And that is it. That is all. Back to you, good sir.
But on that note, we're going to go ahead and close the book on the Fantasy Booking Institute. Join us again on Sunday night, where we will be doing our regular wrestling booking unit, where we talk more about the news of the day.
Hit that follow button on Twitch too, so you can
hit
see.
that follow button on Twitch. Hit that follow button wherever you watch this, but definitely on Twitch, because we
Twitch it up.
We do Twitch exclusive streams occasionally. Like we did a live stream reaction to SummerSlam.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, Fabe and I were there for the entire.
If JLB and I can find a Thursday to just
Botch along it.
Botch-alongs, we'll
That'd
get
be
a whole
dope.
season of botch-alongs done in a couple weeks. So
We could.
we just got to
really
find the
could.
time to do it.
Yeah, just message me when you're free, bud. You have the kid,
Yeah.
not me.
Yeah, so we'd be doing Twitch exclusive streams, all of that stuff on Twitch, but you can still find us in all the other places. And again, hit us up on the social medias. But on that note, we're going to go ahead and close the book on the Fantasy Booking Institute. Thank you all for listening. We will see you soon.
Hey, Trudeau's name is Justin too.
Hey.
Thank you.